the beach line as well as on the Greenway. If you come across any major traffic problems this morning, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Advanced Air Home Service. One call solves it all.
Dispatch, this is Mindy at Advanced Air Home Services.
Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit AdvancedAirandHeat.com to schedule your free estimate. Advanced Air Home Services. License CAC 1820806. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Mark Spain, and we're hiring listing agents. Are you ready for a career move that will be rewarding and earn you the high income you deserve? If you enjoy delivering great customer service and working with people, I want to talk to you. Go to joinmarkspain.com and apply today.
Buy one, get two free at Pyrospot Fireworks. Pyrospot Fireworks is celebrating 250 years of freedom and fireworks with free bonus gifts while supplies last. Shop Florida's best fireworks and best specials with the largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks. Plan your own incredible fireworks show with their on-site videos and helpful staff. Locations in Eustis, Longwood, and Sanford, or you can shop online at iwantfireworks.com. That's iwantfireworks.com. Be a backyard hero at Pyrospot Fireworks.
HogiFest is back at Wawa. And this year, it's a meal deal. Grab any shorty hoagie, wrap, or chicken sandwich, any Hers chips, and a small fountain drink for just $6. Or make it a classic for only $8. It's the hoagies you love, now with even more value. Big flavor, same HogiFest vibes, but only for a limited time. HogiFest is back. Gotta have a Wawa.
Municipal bonds don't get the media coverage the stock market does. But if you're looking for a potential source of tax-free income, now may be the time to consider municipal bonds from Henyon & Walsh. If you have at least $10,000 to invest, call and talk to a tax-free bond specialist at 800-761-9761. We'll send you our exclusive bond guide, free, with details about how bonds may be an important part of your portfolio. Henyon & Walsh has specialized in fixed income and growth solutions for over 35 years and offers high-quality municipal bonds that are tax-free and, according to Moody's research, have been historically low risk. Call today to request your free bond guide. 800-761-9761. That's 800-761-9761. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or federal alternative minimum tax. Securities offered by Henning & Walsh, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Life Imaging FLA. June is Men's Health Month, and with Father's Day right around the corner, there's something that every single family should think about, and of course, that is your heart health. You know, too many men are hard-headed. They ignore symptoms, delay doctor visits. They wait till something feels wrong before they take action. That is not the way to do it. You need to be proactive, not reactive. Men do like to avoid preventive care, and heart disease is the #1 killer. That's not a good equation. Prevention matters before symptoms appear. Get over to Life Imaging FLA. There are no dyes, no injections, and you keep your clothes on the entire time. And guys, they make it so easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They will connect you in seconds. It is time to make that call. Your greatest gift is your health. Do it today. And don't forget, when you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well, because early detection saves lives. It's Life Imaging FLA.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal are looking for their first win this World Cup. They face Uzbekistan today. When asked if Ronaldo would need rest eventually, Coach Roberto Martinez said they're taking it game by game.
We treat Cristiano with his symptoms, how he feels, and with the aspects that he covers on the pitch.
Other matches today include England taking on Ghana and Panama facing Croatia.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Travel. That's travel. Enter it now.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. Lots to get to today, from reflecting pool algae drama to a Tesla crashes into a house, sparking a massive debate, and the biggest update in the Nancy Guthrie case in months. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
Hello.
So are you. You can join us with a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your messages rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Yeah, let's go.
That's right. Share the show out there. Spread the word about the News Junkie Radio Show podcast and live stream to you, your friends, and anybody else within earshot today. The most creative way gets 1 million hugs from C-Lane the next time he sees you. Yeah,
it's going to take a long time.
It's one, and you got to do like a 5 Mississippi on each one. You know, 1 Mississippi to touch your fingers around the back of the person, so you get all the way around, big hug. And then they will really be paid off for just sharing the show and a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
I mean, now that I'm thinking of 1 million hugs, just tired. It just seems like the least tiring thing that you do 1 million times can take it out of you, I think.
That is, it's exhausting. It is. But today's exhausting already. Like, all my days, they become exhausting. There's too many things, too many areas that I got to give my attention to.
Irons in the fire.
Too many irons in the fire, C-Lane. You're so right about that. And, you know, we had a call this morning with boss man Bradshaw, and I had something happen to me that is always a frustrating thing when you're, like, in the middle of a rant about something, and then you lose your connection.
You went silent. You went silent. It was sort of awkward timing. I gotta say, the timing was a little awkward for the silence.
Yeah.
And here's what. Did
it sound like I was just really mad at something?
So the point of view that I have that Jack doesn't is that I'm setting up the studio when we do our morning meeting.
Yeah,
I'm setting up all the stuff so I can see through the cameras that you're sitting at your desk and that you are talking. And then, but nobody can hear you. And you didn't mute your mic, so there's no little mute icon next to you. So it just sounds like you're not talking.
Just being rude. I had some things I wanted to ask about. I wanted to inquire about. And there's always something going on in the world of radio, working for iHeart. There's always something going on. Today there's multiple things. One thing is they wanted us to cut off like half of the show today to go to an event for the station, like an all hands on deck kind of thing. All the employees are going to go to this thing. And they said people are going to do karaoke. What's the song you and C-Lane are going to do karaoke for? And then I said, I'll let C-Lane handle that. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, my God, now I'm really sweating the choice C-Lane made for our work karaoke.
Well, I ran it by you before I told anybody else.
Technically, you did, but yesterday I was very distracted trying to get some other new tools in line. And I only half paid attention. And then afterwards, I go, oh, God. So I'm complaining about this. And I go, look, here's what I want to do. We just had a whole day off. I said, I want to push this back. C-Lane can get over there faster than me. And I want to at least do 3 out of the 4 hours of the show that most people get. Because they literally would have had it so we only did like an hour and a half or 2 hours at the most of the show today. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I mean, not that I don't think this thing is important. It's totally great and important and it'll be fun and all that. But I don't want to take away half of a show from the audience when it's not necessarily something we have to do. So I said, how can I please everybody? It's the question always rattling around my brain, folks. Believe it or not. I know you'll never believe this is true. The question always rattling around my brain is, how do I please everybody? How do I make everybody happy about this? How do I make the bosses happy that they're like, oh, Sean still shows up to events and he's willing to make fun of himself and do a karaoke appearance? And then how do I also not get the audience mad that for a karaoke thing, we ditched out on them halfway through the show after just having Friday off? You know what I mean? These are like real concerns. These are I know that some people won't get any heat from some of these sides, but I will get heat from all the sides. I'll get heat from the suits. I'll get heat from, the iHeart team members. I'll get heat from the audience. Like I'm going to get heat from somewhere. So
especially when they see your karaoke performance. I mean, just
why did you pick this song, C-Lane?
Do you want me to change it?
Is it too late? We were looking for something where C-Lane, because he's a great performer and he's a singer and he's a musician, and although we are in Ice Panda together, I don't necessarily put any work in to my performances musically these days. I picked
something that had the least amount of work for you.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Here, folks, let me just say it. Here's what C-Lane picked for us at this event. And just for the record, in case it wasn't clear, we're even though they didn't want us to, we're going all the way up to the final hour of the show. And I guess we'll have to cut off the last hour. And that the best I can do to try to make everybody happy today. But C-Lane goes, here's what I figured. I'll do the heavy lifting. And C-Lane goes, at the iHeart event, we'll do Bust a Move. And I go, okay, because I'm doing like 4 other things at the time. Okay, cool. Sounds great, C-Lane. Thank you for working on that. Appreciate that. Great move. Sounds like a good deal. It's going to be great for everybody. And then I get done with the show and I go, what song did he say? He said Bust a Move. And I go, oh, he's going to do all the rap voice. I have to do the woman's voice?
That's the easiest part.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you want it. You got it.
Okay, I'm glad you can kind of do it right now. How do you think I'm going to do that?
You're going to do great. You're gonna knock them dead.
You want it? I don't know. I don't know about that.
That gave me goosebumps.
I appreciate the pick me up, but I don't know about this. And it seemed like it's go in the city, like he gets to do the cool thing, point and drop the rap bars, and then it goes to me. And then you know what C-Lane said at the end of the show yesterday? I'm still distracted with a whole bunch of stuff. C-Lane goes, if possible, bring a woman's wig. And I go, okay, so now you've given me the easy job of singing the high notes on Bust a Move.
Elder of Rock said I should have picked Everyone's Free to Wear Sunscreen. Just to stick it to you.
Do the whole thing. Do the whole thing. So I guess
Ladies
that's
and
what
gentlemen.
I mean, I don't know anything better. I think that that might have to do it. Big Doug Millionaire says Young MC, even after he bailed on Freedom 250. True.
Yes. Yeah. It's Young MC Lane.
Oh my God. It's even better. Young MC Lane. And then I'm supposed to do the female part at the high notes that I can never hit. It's going to be
awesome.
Tell us, folks, should we ditch this and go for another? Like, is there a better thing we should do? Because for some reason, I was thinking Ironic by Alanis Morissette. I don't know why. I'll be honest with you. I was picturing us in a convertible with the top down, and we were both like, little drunk driving, and we were cruising. We don't do that, by the way. But in my fever
were they
dream,
drunk in that music video?
They were just having a good time. I equate that with being drunk. So I'm cruising along.
Oh man, I was ready to hit the record button. I thought you were going to say they were just having a good time, and I equate that with drunk driving.
Not these days. Anyhow. So in the middle of blabbing about all of this stuff and trying to get through the meeting with Jag, I get cut off when I'm in a rant about something. And here's the frustrating thing. And I promise I'll get into the show and shut up in a second. I promise you I will. We got loads of stuff to talk about. There's so much to get into. But the fact of the matter is, I was doing one of these things where I go, look, here's the problem. And then I start ranting about something. And then at the end of my rant, I was going to go, but here's the good news. And then I was going to spin it in a positive way.
The good news got so cut off.
Yeah.
Here's the good news.
So I went from arguing about something, or not arguing, but you know what I mean? Like I was stating my case about something. And I was like, all right, I'll do this. And then I'll loop it around and I'll go, but here's why this is good news, actually. And I was going to have a very positive ending to it. But the technology cut me off, so I didn't get to have the positive ending. Then I followed up with him afterwards, and he's ghosting me. So
he's busy. He's got other stuff. He's in meetings. He's got to practice his karaoke song.
You know, what's his karaoke song? Do you know?
I don't know if they announced what they landed on.
Somebody says Islands in the Stream could be good for us. Shoop. We could do Shoop. Bohemian Rhapsody, but Sean does the high parts. Yeah, I guess the problem. That's literally, I got, you want it? You know, and what am I
Bohemian Rhapsody is a longer song.
It's so long.
As it is, I was like, I got to go to this DJ and be like, cut it off at the breakdown. Just three verses, 3 choruses, and we're done. You know, the breakdown thing's awkward.
Yeah.
You know, let's cut that.
That's good. That's good news. We're only doing like halfway through.
If I can talk to the DJ ahead of time, yeah.
Now, I have to be honest with you. And although I'm eager to get into the show, now my questions are arriving. When you were sort of doing your impression of what I would do, you had you rapping, and then you had me going, yeah. You know, that.
Yeah.
I don't have to really do that part, do I?
Just during the choruses. You just do the choruses. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is horrifically bad idea. Somebody says Tequila is a great karaoke song. We've already done that.
That's the thing, you know. I already used up that song as a comedic yet low effort song.
Somebody says just do the DuckTales theme song. That would have been a based move. Just 100% unbelievable. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Let's put our ears to the ground.
I can see if they'll switch it for I'm Henry VIII I Am. That song's like less than 2 minutes long.
I don't even know that one.
Oh, yeah, you do. From the movie Ghost.
How's it go?
I'm Henry VIII I Am. Henry VIII I Am. I am.
I can't help you on this one.
I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before.
No, I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Back to Bust a Move it is.
No Herman's Hermits for you.
Let's bust a move and start the show. We go to the White House. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. At the White House, they're doing one of those things where Trump signs the stuff, you know? It signs the things. No ghost pen or whatever it is. No auto pen. No auto pen. And he's got the guy behind him. There seems to be a designated guy at the White House whose job it is to explain what Trump's signing. Mr. President, this bill is to make sure that we get all of the transvestite migrants into prisons in Alligator Alley. And
that's a good one.
That's good. Big one. Big
solid
one.
Ron DeSanctimonious. He built that place for the trans.
I don't know what it is, but the guy's always behind him, and he goes, Trump goes well, what do we got here? And the guy's job is to step forward, and the guy goes, no, this is blah, 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 blah. And then he explains what's going on. And he usually is pretty flawless in explaining what the bills are to sign. But in this case, he kept flubbing, and Trump gassed him a little bit. So here we go.
Good job. All of you have. Actually, Chris Wright, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So 141 years ago, Albert Einstein... 121 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Albert Einstein published a paper.
Nobody cares.
120, is it 104, 160, 100, and then just a hit in the face, full speed, with the Trump going, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
All of you have. Actually, Chris
Don't worry about it.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. So 141 years ago. Albert Einstein, 121 years ago. Albert Einstein published a paper.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. The details don't matter. He's right about that on a deep level, on an insanely deep level. No one cares anymore.
I think everybody knows somebody that they could send this clip to and be like, listen, this is what it's like. You know, this is, you know.
I don't know if that'll get memed like some of my favorite ones, like we have concepts of a plan, which is such a great meme. Like when your wife asks you, you know, what's going on with Thanksgiving dinner and, you know, whatever you want to do, and you hit it with the meme. I don't know if that's meme worthy. I don't know if we're there yet, but he at least gave it a shot.
I have concepts of a plan. I don't know if the whole quote is there.
No one cares. Nobody cares.
But no, it's the when you're really trying to nitpick at the facts leading up to the story. Like, was it 121 or 141? Well, once it's 100 years ago, the 20 versus 40 is not as significant. So, like, you know, there's people who will tell you a story. They'll be like, so last Tuesday, or was it Wednesday? Was it Tuesday? I think it was Wednesday. And you're like,
might have been Wednesday because I also went to the grocery store. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't change the story.
No one cares. He's sort of right about that. Yeah, in that particular way. I love how sometimes he'll just drop some things like that. I think it was Joe Rogan was talking to him, and it was in the run up to the UFC fight at the White House, which is still funny that they did that whole thing. And Joe Rogan said, you know, I something to the effect of, there's been a lot of rumor and threats around this UFC event. I hope that nobody tries to assassinate us. And he said, Trump looked over at him. He's like, you got to die somehow. And
what?
He's like, wait, hold on. What an unreassuring thing to say. Like, how are things going in your life? They're like, well.
Also, what an absolutely false self-comparison. Like Joe Rogan's like, hey, Prez. Big dog Prez, we're doing this together, right? Hope nobody tries to assassinate us like they're always trying to do. All those targets that have been pointed at Joe Rogan this whole time.
But I love the idea. It would be like in a moment of tragedy, i.e., I've told you guys a story about how my family almost died on a thing called Lookout Mountain, this railway that goes up the side of a mountain, and the two trains started smashing into each other, and the cables were breaking out the windows and each of them, and it was a catastrophe. And everybody on the thing, except for me, because I was a kid still, I didn't know what was going on, but everybody thought we were going to die in this moment. And my dad was just like dead silent. My mom and my sister were crying, and I just stared forward because I was like, what's going on here? But if my dad in that moment was like, you got to die somehow, you know, this is like, what a way to take it. What a way to handle things. Okay.
That's a gamble because, you know, if you say it and then everybody dies, then you're not going to catch any heat for it. But if you say it and then the trains get rescued and they go, hey, let's go back to that thing. Now that we're all alive, let's go back to that thing you said.
Now, what was that all about?
You were just cool with that?
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into somebody's getting a lot of heat on the internet. And I think that they are so right, so unbelievably right, that I have to take a moment and defend this woman. This woman is so unbelievably in the right. And yet people are going after her. So I'm going to defend her when we come back. We got a Guinness World Record caught on tape that might redeem them a little bit. We got the reflecting pool drama. What's happening there? Is somebody sabotaging it? Was it bad construction? People have gotten arrested. What were they getting arrested for? What are the protesters doing down there? There's people talking to the algae, trying to encourage it to grow more. It's weird. So we'll dive in with a rundown on what's actually happening with that problem and a whole lot more on a Share the Show Tuesday. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Still looking at some slowdowns on I-4 today for those traveling by the major attractions exits. Looking at some activity eastbound on I-4 blocking the shoulder by the 429 exit. Traffic looking good on the beach line as well as on the Greenway. If you come across any major traffic problems this morning, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change. Your day already has enough drama. Don't let the oil light steal the show. Save up to 30% at Take 5. Just drive in, stay in your car, and be out in about 10.
Hello! Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Folks, how are we on a Share the Show Tuesday? Got some amazing exclusive footage to share with you at some point here. Also, I think Mega Chat is fixed. It should be fixed. I see you YouTubers like Libby and Zach. I see you up on the studio screen here on Mega Chat. And I'm promising you that even though it could have been a situation where we left at like 1 or maybe even a little bit before 1 o'clock to like get ready and get to this event for iHeart, we're going to push to the last hour of the show, all right? We're going to push it all the way up until 2 o'clock today. And then on the way there, I'll practice Bust a Move. Hey, Weed Consumer. Hey, Mike, you're dumb. Sun State John, there he is. Spall, Melbell. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the big screen. I can tap dance for the last hour? True. The Power Hour technically does start at 1 p.m. today. I think we could probably even do that. We could probably even move it forward. Let me ask Sealand. Sealand. Should we do the Power Hour at 1 o'clock? Might as well, right? That way we can still get a clip in there and stuff, and yeah, we'll just move it down. Okay. Done and done. Done and done. Hey, Bird Nerd. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. First question I have for you today. Are you keeping up with the White House reflecting pool, Washington, D.C. algae drama? Are you following along with this story, yes or no? I'm interested to see what kind of connection you guys have to this. No wrong answers. Are you following along with the White House reflecting pool, algae drama, and related stories? Because I'm gonna get down into the nitty-gritty of what's actually happening there. Yes? You got at least one yes. No? All right, we're 50-50 at this point in time here. I heard the water contains the same liquid as the dip that killed the cartoons and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Big if true. That would be something. Nope, nah, could not care less. Yes, Sean, I'm following it. Okay, all right, we got a bit of a split. All right, bit of a split. Not really. All I know is it was changed and lots of algae and stuff peeling off. That's probably about where most people are. Okay. Now, though, before we get into that drama, I want to ask you a question. There's a woman in England who is getting lambasted, ridiculed, you might even say bullied online by a certain group of people. And it's because she got tired of it. She got fed up with the people who try to hold things that they aren't going to use. In her case, she was trying to enjoy the pool at this resort. But the pool turned into a giant game. The game is all of these people wake up at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, and they get their pool towels and they go down to the pool and they find the best spots with the best loungers and they put their towel and some stuff on that pool chair to lock it in. So they lock it in at like 5 or 6 in the morning. And then they go back to bed in the hotel. And this woman comes out, and there's nobody at the pool. She's the first one there, as far as she can see. And yet there are towels on every single chair. Every chair is taken by no one, ghost people. So she gets some revenge. And I 100% support this woman. We need to go to war. DEFCON 5. Against people who hold stuff when they're not using it. It's enough with this nonsense. People do that on cruises? Yes, Sport Johnson. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. The idea that it becomes a game of who can get there first. You're like, well, I'll set my alarm for 5 a.m. and then I'll go back down at 11 o'clock. And so for 6 hours, you've been taking up some loungers that you're not even using. It's insane. And there's actually people against this lady. So I must defend her. And I'll show you the video of her doing this. And it's coming up right now. That's the beauty. All right? Here we go.
Academy. Fun can't lose.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
I've been hearing for decades that the markets can solve climate change. Today, we have more incentives for market solutions than ever, and emissions are rising. On this season of Drilled, Carbon Cowboys, the story of 3 market solutions colliding in one multinational boondoggle.
You gotta give Bruce and the guys credit. They're Republicans. They don't give a shit about any of this stuff.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Drilled and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Now, your chance to win $2,500. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Travel. That's travel. Enter it now.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the news.
And I need you 100% standing by my side in this battle. I'll explain in just a moment here on the show. Learn more by going to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. This lady is getting heat online, and I'm going to tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, I 1,000% support this woman. I 1,000% support her. And you need to, too, and enough is enough. There's a particular type of person that we need to push back on, all right? I am tired of this. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And the majority of us have been held down by these losers for far too long. I'm serious about this. This British woman, she went to a resort. She's hanging out at a resort. And while she's there, she notices what I would call the most annoying thing in the world, done by the most annoying people in the world. And that is, at the resort, she would go every day to go by the beautiful pool area, Sealand. And when she went to go by the pool, all of the seats were taken. Every lounger taken. There's somebody's stuff on it. There's a towel over it. There's some sunglasses. All of the things were taken. And she goes to just enjoy herself at this resort by the pool, but she can't because all the seats are already taken up. Here's the kicker. There's no one actually there. No person is there. They have taken to doing this obnoxious thing that is spreading across the globe like a disgusting virus. Here is the lady handling this, and I believe she's absolutely based, and I believe this is the right way to do it. She goes up and she gets tired of all these people taking these lounge chairs around the pool.
This is a very British sentence. British holidaymaker turns on sunbed hoggers.
Sunbed hoggers.
Old sunbed hoggers. It's a big problem.
I think fatties in the sunbed chairs. So that's when I think a Barca lounger with a big fat person on it when I hear about sunbed hoggers. But she says she's fighting back against these people who are hogging the chairs, and she throws them all. She picks them up, and one by one, she tosses the towels that are supposedly holding these chairs, puts them into a pile. It says, leaving the dirty little pool hoggers a little surprised when they come back down. And the reason why this lady decided to do this, Selena, is it got so bad that people at this stupid resort were waking up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
They were going down the elevator. They were bringing towels and their stuff to secure these chairs in the best areas at the pool. And then they were going back up and going to bed. So you would wake up at like 8 a.m. or something, and there are no seats, no loungers.
5 a.m.? Why not 3 the morning before? Like
there's the problem.
Like, what is the time? Like, I think the problem is the resort. Like the resort allowing this. There should be maybe some posted rules or something that says, listen, you can't just put one of our own towels on the chair and expect that to be enough.
I think it should go further. I think you're right, but I think it should go further, Celine. I think here is the rule in modern society. The rule is this. You cannot hold something while you are not there. All right? I mean, for everything. If there's a parking space,
pay for it.
If there's a parking space and you want to stand in the parking space while your partner wanders around the parking lot and then you hold the space by standing in it until they arrive, no! We're not doing this, okay? We're not doing this. If we're at the bar and you want the bar stools, so you lean them up against the bar and put like, a napkin over your beer, and then you go outside for an hour and a half yapping on the phone with your friends or something. No, we need to normalize when people are not using this stuff that they cannot hold it, because it's this weird idea that I'm the most important person on planet Earth and I can lock down and hold this space even if I'm not using it.
Right.
And you want to use it immediately, but you're not able to do that because somebody thinks there's like a weird game that we're playing. We're not playing a game.
I wonder what the resort is like. Do they have options for people to, use their credit card to lock down some chairs or a day bed or a cabana even? Like, I know those things can be expensive, but I think the hotel should at least have something in place that says, listen, no unattended spot holding.
Yes. Love that.
Your towel's not good enough. Somebody from your party must be there if you think you're holding spots. And it shouldn't be this woman's job to rip all these people's towels off. There should be a person, a pool boy.
Cracking skulls,
right? Coming by and saying, this person, there's nobody's here. Get rid of this.
Yeah, I think that we need to crack down on this. You cannot just hold a spot that you're not using in polite society anymore. You've run into this. I know you have. And everybody's too scared to do anything about it. One time I went, this is not an exaggeration. Not an exaggeration. Started a fight over this. Not a fist fight or anything, but just like an obnoxious fight with an obnoxious bitch. And we go in to the bar. And when we go in, there are, I think, 12 seats at the bar. All right? This is a bar that we go to locally. There are about 12 seats at the bar. And when we walk in, there are 3 people sitting at the bar. 3 people total. But every other seat is pushed up against the bar and leaned there holding a spot. And when we walk up, we're like, is somebody sitting here? It's like, yes, my friends are sitting there. I'm like, okay, wow. Jesus, you're trying to bite our heads off. We're asking a question if somebody was sitting there. And I said, this was the thing I said that started a war with this bitch. I said, whole bar is taken up by ghosts, I guess. And then I wandered over to the table. Like, I didn't take the chair and knock it down and stay. I'm sitting here anyway. I said, whole bar is taken up by ghosts, it seems. And I was like laughing as I said, like I was just joking around with this lady. And she said, F you. She starts screaming at me. She's like, my friends are here. They're sitting. I go, I see nobody sitting at the bar, yet you are militaristically holding these chairs like you're holding the Strait of Hormuz right now, and you're Iran. I didn't tell her this. She wouldn't have understood. This woman was so angry. If you
tried, though,
She was angry at me. And I didn't even do the move. What is the move, people? Do you literally just go in, and when you get there, you take the chair leaning against the bar and go, no one is sitting here. I am not letting a ghost occupy the chair. What is the move? If somebody has taken up all of the best seats at the pool by putting towels over it with no intention on being there for hours and hours, but only saving it for them when other people could be using it in the meantime, what do? Do you just brazenly go and take it like this lady did? Because they hated her for it. I mean, this lady made the news for doing this. There's the story, British tourist, here it is. British tourist removes towels to give nasty sunbed hoggers a surprise at this hotel. And there were people who were responding to this in a negative way, saying, hey, they held those spots. Those are the rules that they have at that hotel. Well, I would never stay at that hotel if those are the rules. Even the bartender at the bar I was going to was like, this seems wrong and stupid. And
somebody on the texting service says Royal Caribbean will take your stuff after an hour of no one being there.
Love it, Royal Caribbean. Love it. I did hear from people on Mega Chat, C-Lane, that this is a common occurrence on cruise ships.
Yeah.
Because there's like a limited amount of space, and then people want to get the space. So it becomes this game of going earlier and earlier and earlier to occupy a seat that you're then not going to use for an unbelievable amount of time. So there's nobody. There's ghosts. There's ghosts.
And also I guess on a cruise ship it's a little different, but say it's a resort and there's servers there serving these chairs and stuff that are working, on tips, hoping to get tips and for these $8 beers they're serving at the pool there.
True.
And what, are they just supposed to be cool with the fact that all the chairs have been taken up since 5 a.m. and these people will stroll down at a 12-1 whenever they feel like it?
You're so right, and that goes directly to the bar argument as well. So you'd go, oh, okay, so you're going to occupy all these seats without actually having your asses in the seats, so that the bartender, whose goal, by the way, you absolute morons who do this kind of stuff, who hold these spaces without using them, I hate you. Your goal as a bartender is to get as many people in the seats to rack up a bill for them, hopefully get a generous tip, and then get new people in the seats. You want quick turnover, as they say. Now, that's why, C-Lane would be playing at these bars, and they'd say, we play music, let people have a good time, but we also want to cycle them out of here. We want to get new people in so everybody makes money.
Every place was different. Bars, I think, wanted you to keep people there. The bars, want people to stay and keep drinking. But I had a friend.
Management, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
The managers would ask you stuff like that. But I had a friend that would play these more restaurant gigs, and we always made fun of this guy because his breaks would be extra long. And oh yeah, he's taking some long breaks there, buddy. And he played these restaurant gigs, and they're like, no, we want to flip tables, so don't keep these people here any longer than they need to be. Take more breaks. And I was like, oh my gosh, you just landed your dream gig. Dream gig.
We want you to take more breaks, please. And so when I look at this stuff, I go, we need to go to war with these people. These are our real enemies. The late people are bad too, but we can address them later. Now it's the people who are locking down things and not utilizing it. And if we show up to utilize the thing that they've locked down but are not utilizing, they turn us into the villains. We're not the villains. We're not the villains. And this lady was so angry at me. She was so angry at me. And all I said was that line, and I'm not exaggerating about how I delivered it and everything. Yeah, all I did was, I was like, it looks like a whole bar's full of ghosts. And I said, I will sit over here. And Courtney and I sat down, and the lady started yelling over. And Courtney just very calmly was like, we're not even trying to sit at the seats. I have no idea what you're exploding about, lady. And the lady just, and just crazy. These people, they do it, they're obnoxious, and then they get mad at us. They get mad at us. We can't take it anymore. All right.
I also, like I said, I find a little bit of like, I don't know if it's irony or maybe it's balls to say like, hey, I put my towel here. And it's like every one of these towels looks exactly the same because none of them are yours. They're all owned by the hotel.
Yeah.
So how do you even remember which of these seats is yours?
All they wanted was the best seats in the house, and it became a stupid game to hold them. And everybody's a main character in 2026. And I want your stories, though, of when this has happened to you. So give us your stories today. Has this happened to you, and how have you addressed it when somebody's tried to do this? Because I want some tips for me. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com right now.
It's in the resort's best interest, too, to have some sort of system in place because, you're keeping some of your customers happier that they don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to try and get a seat. You're keeping the other customers that don't try to game the system like that happy. You're keeping your bartenders happy. And then at the end of the day, once you start selling these and they can start putting little reserve tags on them, and those are enforced, you're making extra money. So I think it should be on the resort to have a system in place, and that's why they have whole departments for stuff like this.
Exactly. I think that this is why, and this is the corniest thing you'll hear me say today, this is why rules are important. You have rules.
Lame. This guy
somebody
likes
can't
rules.
go like, no, we were here first. We were here first. I don't care. Kiss my ass. Get out of here. The rest of us normal people, are just constantly going around trying to make everybody as happy as we can. We don't want anybody freaking out at us. And these weirdos they take over. They make everything obnoxious. Give us your stories.
What do you think about going down there at 5 a.m., picking your place, laying down, and sleeping the rest of the morning just there? You're there.
That's fine. If you're in the spot, okay? I want you to be like a lobster. I want you to be burned red and crispy, and you go, I got the best seat in the house, and there's sizzling and smoke coming off your body.
It hurts me to laugh.
That's it, yeah. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll see what your stories like that are. I got a Guinness World Record caught on tape that we'll play. We have to get into what is actually happening with this algae pool drama thing. Should we even care about this? We'll let you know everything you need to know and get to your feedback. All coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real music weekends are classic alternative.
Skull mic activated. Enough of these people. Enough of them. All right, got emails on deck. Can't get into the reflecting pool stuff just yet. Hang on. Let's see here.
This report is sponsored by Advanced Air Home Service. One call solves it all.
Dispatch, this is Minnie at Advanced Air Home Services. Coming to terms with a dying AC unit is tough. If you need to replace your AC, visit AdvancedAirandHeat.com to schedule your free estimate. Advanced Air Home Services. License CAC 1820806. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. Let me tell you something. When you sign your insurance policy, sometimes some brokers, that's the finish line. They shake your hand, commission done, and then you may not hear from them again until renewal time. Your business runs all year, and so do the gaps and risks. That's why I'm introducing SuperSure. Your company has more than 25 employees. Whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just
Okay.
online. SuperSure is the super agency.
How are we, everybody? Looks like Mega Chat is working good so far, as best I can tell. Also working well on the stream. Usernames coming in. I think it's good. I don't like that. She went through and policed all the chairs. I would have been okay with her just removing the ones she wanted to use. Well, why not be like the enforcer? Isn't it better to go, this is bad behavior? Let's undo all of these people saving all of these spaces? They're not here. What are they going to do about it? I think we need to go after the problem, not just the individual chair you own. Because then you know what happens? Then you take one pool lounger and you're sitting on it and you're enjoying your day and enjoying the sun. And all the towels that are still around you, those people now arrive and surround you And they're like, that was our seat. We saved that. And now they're surrounding you. Otherwise, you pull all those blankets off, people take all of the pool chairs around you, and you're surrounded by people who aren't part of this scam. You see? Now you know. The spider curse is lifted for at least a moment, but the day is young. A lot of opportunity for the spider curse to rear its head. Couple of minutes and we're back live. If taking your chair is wrong, I don't want to be right. True. How do you determine if somebody just went to the bathroom versus went back to bed? Two key elements. The first one is you should not be able to hold a spot ever without putting something that shows a human is occupying this space there. And I don't mean a towel from the hotel. I mean your phone, your keys, your something. Maybe not your wallet. Some property. Some level of property needs to be left at the bar stool, whatever it is. You need to leave something of value there. That's how you hold your spot. That's number one. Number two is time. If somebody does have something of value in the spot, you go, okay, maybe somebody's here and utilizing this. But if an hour goes by, 30 minutes even, and there's nobody there, you don't see them, they're nowhere to be seen, what are they doing? You move the stuff. You take the seat. They'll be cupped by these people. Nobody's leaving their phone? Well, then I guess you don't get to hold the seat. Right? Becky says, think the last cruise we went on, there were signs discouraging people not to do that. Not to do what? Which side? Was it discouraging them, Becky, not to move somebody's stuff or not to try to hold a spot down? Because they have a problem with the second part. 90 seconds.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. This summer, we're turning up the heat on other dealers with all-in pricing online at greenwaykias.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No games, no surprise fees.
Oh, you know what I saw? It's crazy that we forget about this stuff. All of the passengers on that hantavirus cruise have now been released. All of the passengers are now free to move about their cabin from the hantavirus cruise. Finally, after all of these years, not years, but a long time. All right, here we go. We're coming back right now, folks. Stand by.
Don't miss a moment. Open the app, search World Cup, and listen now.
Listen to Real Radio in your smart home. Just tell Alexa to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
That cabinet full of supplements, your body might not need half of them. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create personalized probiotics and nutrition plan based on your biology. Real science, real answers, real personalization. Check out Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of points.
Celine, they're making requests now, and I don't know what to do with this, honestly.
Requests
I'll get to this.
for what?
I'll tell you in just a second here. You can join us with the dispatch. We'll get into some of those over at thenewsjunkie.com. People are making requests that we record the performance that we have to do at this iHeart employee event that we're having to ditch out on the show at the last hour here for.
Okay.
And I feel like this is for just iHeart employees. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It seems like we
have
should.
any other of the shows made any promises that they would do that themselves?
I don't know.
I'm going to say this, and the chat's just going to tell me yes.
Yeah, they will, no matter what. They'll be like, everybody else has said 100%. They're already saying recording is mandatory. What are you talking about mandatory? How is it mandatory? I don't want to do this to begin with, but I will do it because I'm a team player, right? You know? I'm a team player. I'll get out there. I'll have a little fun. We'll enjoy ourselves. I don't want to record Celine and I doing this performance because it'll be embarrassing. Why would I bring that back and play it on the show? This is like, why? What do I get out of that? It's an exclusive? Sure. Great. Amazing. You think there's nothing else to talk about around here? There's a million other things we could get to rather than Celine and I doing Bust a Move with me doing the high notes. That's this. Yeah. Many other things that we could get to. Maybe we'll institute some sort of challenge in the final hour of the show. And if you guys as listeners, if you accomplish that, then we will record it and play it back on the show tomorrow. That's the only way that's happening. We aren't just doing that because you guys are bullying us into it. That ain't happening, okay? All right, one of the stories making the rounds here is about a healthcare executive and her husband who have avoided jail time after an incident on the beach. I'll play the audio of what went down here in just a moment. But the story says a Texas healthcare executive and her husband avoided jail time after striking a deal with Florida prosecutors. So this happened in Florida. In a child neglect case stemming from allegations that left their 6-month-old baby unattended on a beach while they went for a walk. Sarah Summers Wilkes, 37. She's a regional president at U.S. Heart and Vascular in Houston. Sounds like a good gig. I don't know what the hell it means, really, but sounds like a good gig. And her husband, Brian David Wilkes, 40, entered deferred prosecution agreements. Now, here's the moment that they got in trouble for. I guess they said the baby was 4 months old or something? Hold on. How old was the 6-month-old baby they left unattended?
To take a walk?
They left the baby just on the beach? That can't be the case. Here's the body cam of the cop. Let's listen in. Here we go.
So you guys just found her down there?
Yeah, she was like in the little tent, but the family hasn't been around for a while. Yeah, this is the baby right here.
You hear a deputy trying to comfort the baby.
You all right? Come here, sweetheart.
Finally, the parents returned.
All right. The baby is diaper-aged, little tiny baby, and they said the baby was under a tent. And the mom and dad and sibling are now coming back. The mom has a shovel and a bucket in her hand, and the dad has the son on his shoulders. So he's got, so they've been off on some sort of mission on the beach, and they left the infant, this 6-month-old child, on the beach while they were gone. If you're within like eye shot, like if you can still see, is that okay, Celine, or no?
I think if you can still see, it's fine. Now, 6 months is extremely young to be super far away, but it sounds like if they were getting the police involved, that it was long enough that people were concerned. Yeah,
I think that people start freaking out because the baby's crying, and then they go, "Oh my God, there's a baby just crying."
I mean, I guess the better point is like, hey, if the baby's not crying, the baby's okay. Maybe it's fine, even though you're a little too far away from it. But that was the gamble you took by walking so far away from it and being away for so long and just letting it sit there and cry.
Yeah. Some people are saying like, hey, they did this because the baby takes naps at this time. It was the baby's nap time, so they thought the baby was just going to sleep through all of it, which I get as parents, but I wonder how far they went. Because the parents are just like, oh, yeah, we lost track of time.
Deputies say they have been gone for about 56 minutes.
Almost an hour.
She was crying? Yeah. Okay. Apparently you guys have been gone almost an hour. Okay. We lost track of time. Sorry about that. You lost track of time?
Yes, sir, we did. Massive mistake. I get it. I'm sorry about that.
The parents were identified as Brian and Sarah Wilkes from Houston. He's an engineer. She's a healthcare executive.
Okay.
We had her in the tent, so she was covered, wasn't in the sun.
I can take really good care of our children.
Say somebody was paying attention and watched the parents walk away from their infant on the beach, and ultimately they could have grabbed the child.
Both you and mom are going to get booked into the Walton County Jail.
Okay. I actually take issue with this. I got to say, I don't think this is going to be a popular opinion, but I'm going to make my stance on this. I think everything that matters here is the distance that the parents were away at this time. If the parents were within viewing distance of this tent where their 6-month-old was, where he was taking a nap, and then the cops arrived because people were complaining about the kid crying, I think that it's okay for people to get upset at the parents. But you know what I don't think is okay? Taking the parents and arresting them and booking them. So now the other kid, they're from Houston, Texas. The other kids now are like, my mom and dad are going to jail. I think that you should think about the impact this is going to have on the other kids. And I think, like, again, if they went to a gas station across the street, if they went so far out of the way that they had no connection to this kid anymore, that's one thing. But if they were within visual reference of where this baby was and they were looking back and they're like, okay, seems like everything's all right over there. Seems like everything is all right. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I think you should have been close enough to hear it crying.
I do too, C-Lane. Like, I absolutely agree with that. I do too.
I think maybe they weren't.
I don't think if they were far enough away that they didn't hear the baby crying, but they could still see what was going on with their child, and they're like making sandcastles and stuff with their other kids, which is what they looked like they were doing, then I think going to the level of taking them all the way to jail is too far. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, I get that, and it could have been a notice to appear, like it could have been a paper arrest, right?
Exactly.
But
yes.
I do think that, like, if they were close, they should have been close enough to hear the baby crying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they were close enough that they thought it, like, if they were close enough to what I think would be a reasonable distance from your child to still be, you know, aware of what's going on, sort of in charge of the situation, I shouldn't have to use the phrase, I lost track of time.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, I lost track of time, I think, is one of the most incriminating things they said, because it's like, oh, well, you were going to time yourself and still be far enough away that you wouldn't know if your child got kidnapped. You wouldn't know if, you know, it's 6 months old, probably not climbing out of whatever they're keeping it in. But you know, there's so many different things that could go wrong that you should be around for a, did we say 6 weeks or 6 months?
They apologized. 6 months, 6-month-old child. They did apologize, right? That's one thing. And then the other weird thing is MFQ says they should have known better. A health worker and an engineer, such a dumb decision. That why does that matter? Like, do we
okay, the health worker, yes, engineer, no. I mean,
but why do we change our expectations? I don't care what the parents' jobs are. I expect them just to be like good parents. Like, well, you're an engineer and you're a healthcare worker, so you should definitely know better.
I don't get the engineer part, but a healthcare worker, like if you know, if somebody was in the business of caring for others and made questionable decisions like this, it's a little weird.
They're either breaking the law or not. I don't care what their jobs are necessarily. Hold on. We got to quick break. I'll get back to the rest of this in just a second here, because there's more to the story, and I want to get a little further down into this. We'll play more of the clip when we come back. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's almost time for poker. Tickets to the 2026 Real Radio.
Let's go, Mike. Activate. Mike says, I agree with C-Lane. Lost track of time makes it worse. Who's at fault if the baby resisted and got tased? You got to tase a baby every once in a while. Here's my point.
Is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Sometimes I think we should be able to go, hey guys, bad move. Okay? Just flat out bad move. Don't leave your 6-month-old far enough away from you that because of the water from the ocean and the wind whipping around,
you can't hear the baby crying. Don't do that. Don't do that, all right? Warning or written reprimand or fine or whatever. But the baby's okay. They apologize. And now we're arresting them so that they got to like put the kid somewhere temporarily because they're from Houston. How does that make things better? Right? When the parents are apologetic, they screwed up. Nothing happened to the baby. Even though they made a bad decision. I don't think people understand how this works in a lot of other countries and cultures. Like, what is it? Is it in, I think it's in like Sweden and Norway. People routinely in Sweden and Norway will take their children out, even in the middle of winter, in a stroller and just put them in the front yard. Snowing outside. You just put the baby in a stroller in the front yard, go back inside, make some stew, do whatever it is they do up there, way up. And like, this is how it goes. I understand that it's a 6-month-old baby, but sometimes we do these kind of things. It was wrong, they shouldn't have done it, but do we make it better by arresting them? The process being the punishment is totalitarian AF. I think just because the baby didn't get hurt doesn't mean they shouldn't be punished. Well, again, I'm not even saying that they shouldn't be punished. I'm saying, like, they booked them. Like, they brought the parents to jail. So the other little kids now see their parents, like, getting cuffed and going through the system, and I think they could have done it another way. We'll go to the rest of the clip when we come back. So I can see my baby in the locked car, so that's okay. Come on, be held accountable, so nothing happened to the baby. It's okay, come on. Well, nobody's saying, at least I'm not saying, I don't think you, well, maybe you think I'm saying this. I am not saying that what happened was okay. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be punished. I'm saying they legit arrested them, cuffed them, processed them, brought them, and there was more kids, and they were on vacation, as best I could tell, from Houston, Texas. So I think the law enforcement response would have been better to consider the kids. Which one of these things is going to stick with the kids? The 6-month-old who was left under the tent? Or the other kids who are like, remember that time mom and dad got arrested at the beach and went to jail? Which one's done more lasting damage? It's not like they were partying and drinking somewhere, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know if there's any info that says they were drunk. Today you can't leave a child unattended. Too many kids getting taken and people wandering. People wondering why the kid was kidnapped. You say stuff like that. Too many kids getting taken. Do you guys believe that? Like, do you think it's commonplace in any way? Or like a high risk of danger that somebody's going to take your kid? I don't think that's the case. I think there is a level of risk, some level of immeasurable risk. But I don't think it's like some sort of inevitability. Like you leave your kid out there. I totally disagree with you on this. Rare? Well, disagree with what? Gonna be dumb, you better be tough? Well, maybe I'm not elucidating the point in a way that's landing with you. But you're saying, gonna be dumb, you better be tough. Well, the parents better be tough. But what I'm talking about is the kids who are along with the parents. And you're like, you have done something that's gonna harm this kid, and then the punishment, which could have been done a different way, is done in a way that I think might harm the other kids. Or certainly doesn't make anything better. That's my point. We'll see. Maybe my mind gets changed. We'll see what else is in the rest of this here in a second. Stand by. Coming back.
Upgrade on your first visit. Just mention my name, C-Lane, and Real Radio 104.1 when you book at hammerandnailsgrooming.com. Hammer and Nails. Come as you are, leave as you want to be.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
The U.S. will close the group stage against Turkey in just 2 days. Coach Mauricio Pochettino says his team isn't letting early success get to their heads.
To push into to be better and better every day is not to be relaxed.
The Stars and Stripes hit the pitch in Los Angeles Thursday night. The Americans have already clinched a spot in the knockout round of 32, which starts July 1st.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app. Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station guaranteed human. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Jump.
We want to hear from you in just a moment here. We'll get your dispatches, emails. That's how you can get on the show. You can do that over at thenewsjunkie.com or, of course, tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com.
I think if there was one thing that could trump the lady that was taking off the towels, or the idea that people were just trying to game the system of laying by a pool by throwing towels on there to say, this territory is mine, I claim this in the name of me. It would have to be a parenting thing. It would have to be something like this where, there's a lot of armchair experts, and then there's a lot of people who are like,
I think maybe I'm a little more loose about this. It's just naturally who I am.
Your historical parenting style.
Yes, yeah. Literally, I'm not going to lie. I am not someone who was. How does one say this? I am not someone who was naturally born into the role of a father. All right, I love my son, but I didn't have a big drive to become a father. Most of that was because I became a father when I was 17, 18 years old, Maybe if more time would have gone by, and then in my late 20s or something, all of a sudden at that point I had a child, I would have been a different kind of dad. Maybe I would have. But I was still trying to be me, and I was still a young person, and so for me, I guess I just had a different view on this. I don't think parents need to be the level of clingy that some folks seem to think. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't leave your kid in a hot car. Otherwise, you deserve a broken window and handcuffs. That's just the way it is. It's the way I feel. But in this case, you had this couple. They're on the beach. They're hanging out with their kids. One of their kids is 6 months old, and it was his nap time. And here's the detail. Top Texas healthcare executive and her husband have charges dropped for leaving their 6-month-old back alone on the beach. Brian and Sarah Wilkes were on vacation in Florida when they left their 6-month-old baby in a tent on the beach while the baby napped. A good Samaritan noticed the baby and contacted the police. As they waited for paramedics, the Wilkes returned from a walk with their other children, admitting to leaving the infant. Police arrested the parents and held the children while they awaited other relatives to come get them. So that's where my problem is, okay? They came up to these people and they said, hey, you left your baby under the tent while you went to go make sandcastles or whatever on the beach with your other kids. And they said, well, the kid was napping. Oh my God, we're sorry. We lost track of time, et cetera, et cetera. They have all the excuses and stuff. I think that the parents did something not great, might even say wrong. But what I'm saying is, and hopefully this is something that, you can lend an ear to here. I'm saying, have we made it better by actually cuffing and arresting and booking the parents, taking their other kids? You said they had 2 other kids, right, C-Line?
No, I think they had the baby that was sleeping in the tent. Mm-hmm. And then I saw one other kid when they were walking back up in this footage we're watching, the body cam footage. the dad had a kid on his shoulders.
Yeah.
So I think there were two total kids.
So there's a weird thing that's going on here that I see where I go, oh, you're saying you've done something harmful to this child by not being in its presence. Now, to punish you and show you what a bad parent you've been, we're going to forcefully take your children from your presence and separate them from you, and we're going to arrest you and book you and throw you both behind bars. And we're not going to pick one of you to put behind bars and let the other one stay with the kids. We're, like, the cops really wanted to throw the book at them. They did. And I kind of get that a little bit, but like, you could have let one parent stay with the kids. You could have done this a million ways. Celine talked about you could have given them a written notice to appear. These people were from Houston, Texas. They weren't from Florida. So as bad as you might think they were, I just ask you, this is the question that I ask you. Did it make it better to physically arrest the parents and separate them from the other kid? All the kids as they did this. I don't think so.
If you're the police officer, you just said, you couldn't have just arrested one of them and left the other one with the kids. You could make the argument they could have let one of them go on a walk with the kid, with the older kid, and have one of them stay back.
I agree with that too. Yeah, I agree with that too. I think that they did something wrong. The same logic applies to them, but it's sort of, maybe this is the basic part that I'm landing on here. It's kind of, to me, a two wrongs don't make a right kind of thing. Like, I think that this was bad and you shouldn't necessarily do that. But I don't know that I think, hey, the correct answer is to punish you by not only punishing you, but punishing your kids as well, who are going to freak out about this.
Somebody said they had 4 total kids. I don't know if that's the case. Yeah, that's a lot.
The kid they left behind was 6 months old. Here's the body cam footage again. Let's see if I'm missing anything.
So you guys just found her down there?
Yeah, she was like in the little tent, but the family hasn't been around for a while. Yeah, this is the baby right here.
You hear a deputy trying to comfort the baby.
You all right? Come here, sweetheart.
Finally, the parents returned. Deputies say they have been gone for about 56 minutes.
She was crying?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. 56 minutes sounds terrible. However, when you have a young child at that age, a 6-month-old, you start to get their routines. When they take a nap, you know how long they're going to nap for. You're covering the baby with a tent so there's no sun. Now, if they were like way gone and they were nowhere near if something would have happened here, that's bad and even worse, right? But if they were like somewhere close by, but because of the sound of the waves and the wind whipping around at the beach, they couldn't hear the kid crying. But they were like, they could visually see where the tent was and where the baby was, and things seemed okay. I don't think that's so bad that you should cuff the parents and haul them off away from the kids to make a point. That's kind of what I'm saying here. But they did say 50-something minutes, which sounds terrible.
I would be curious, just to gauge how close they were. If we saw the raw, unedited for TV version of this body cam footage, how long did it take before one of the officers picked up this baby for the parents to realize and come walking towards the tent?
I did just think about that too. I was like, you should be watching enough that when the cops arrived and you saw them around that, you should immediately have gone over there. Now, how long did the cops take your baby and hold your baby for before you went over there and noticed? Because that is a damning thing, right? That's a bad thing. Cosidia says the baby could have been crying for 50 minutes. That's true. But again, I bring you back to the question. Punishing them is the right thing to do, but punishing them in the way that they did, further separating from their kids, is that the right thing to do? And they also seem like they were kind of apologizing in this part right here.
Okay. We lost track of time. Sorry about that.
You lost track of time?
Yes, sir, we did. Massive mistake. I get it. I'm sorry about that.
The parents were identified as Brian and Sarah Wilkes from Houston. He's an engineer. She's a healthcare executive.
And they 100% do that because they're like, he's an engineer, so he's not so dumb that we can excuse this. And she's a healthcare worker, so she should know the dangers of leaving your child alone. Otherwise, if they both worked at a hot dog cart, nobody would say this. They wouldn't say this. They're only saying it so that they can go, look, they should have known better.
He's a sandwich artist.
Right. And they would never say that. He is a professional Frisbee golfer. No one would ever have said that. They're saying that because they're being like, they should have known better. I also take issue with that because I think like it's either right or wrong. It doesn't matter what the parents' jobs are. I don't care if you have a 78 IQ, you should still know better than to do the thing, right? But they're kind of going like, it's even worse.
We had her in the tent so she was covered, wasn't in the sun.
Like, we take really good care of our children.
Say somebody was paying attention and watched the parents walk away from their infant on the beach, and ultimately they could have grabbed the child.
Both you and mom are going to get booked into the Walton County Jail. We cannot leave an infantile child on the beach for that long unattended.
Okay.
So we are getting charged today.
All right, so cuffed,
The couple was charged with child neglect. They've accepted a pre-trial diversion program. If they attend a parenting course and stay out of trouble, the charge will be dropped.
Fine with all that. Totally fine with all that. It was just separating them from their kid again. Now, I do want to see, which I think is maybe the most important thing, how far away were they from them? Prosecutors agreed to drop the charges. The couple was arrested October 10th of last year after deputies responded to reports of an unattended infant at Miramar Beach. Witnesses told authorities, the baby had been left alone for nearly an hour while the parents walked away with their 3 other children. So there's your answer on that. They had 3 other kids that they separated from when they arrested him. Good Samaritans cared for the infant until deputies arrived. Child was evaluated by the fire district personnel and was found to not be in distress, had normal vital signs. The parents returned to the scene, and they said they put him down for a nap and lost track of time. They said they didn't think it was a problem since the baby usually napped around the time they were alleged to have walked off. Yeah. So nothing says how far away they were, which I think is kind of an interesting piece of information.
I think that part's important.
Yeah, to leave out. Yeah. So a baby left alone on a beach sounds like an easy conviction, but proving the parents walked away is the easy part. No injury combined with no prior record is what put diversion on the table at all, says a legal expert. And I think that sounds right, too. Like, that sounds right to me, that there's a reason why they didn't press harder. Because in reality, I think they'd probably lose in court. Because you'd have to prove that there was some damage done to this baby. But there wasn't. You know what? Way back in the day when people had babies, they would like put them in a bale of hay and go leave for a couple hours.
A lot of the comments they're reporting about on the New York Post said some people question whether law enforcement response and charges were over the top, with people on the Facebook post about the arrest saying that only a few decades ago their parents would have done the same with them. In the 80s, people would have said, well, it was sleeping. It didn't miss anything. In Florida, we would say something like, we put a blanket on him to keep away the seagulls.
Yeah. Can I tell you why the cops got called here? This is my theory. I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right. But my theory on why the cops got called here, why everybody clutched their pearls as much as they did, and they called the police and et cetera, for what these parents did, which is admittedly not good. My theory is that because the baby started crying, they were annoyed. That's why they called the cops. They were annoyed. If that baby would have just sat there silently, they'd be like, oh, the baby's napping. Not that big of a deal.
Or they wouldn't have known a baby was there.
Probably not. They'd just be like, there's a little tent over there. But if they did notice, they'd be like, the baby is napping. No big deal. Nothing is happening. But the baby starts crying, and they're like, oh, God, this is annoying. It's like a barking dog incessantly crying, the baby. I'll tell you what, we're going to teach these parents a lesson for annoying us on the beach. We're going to call the cops. They've abandoned their baby.
What really happened after they interviewed the parents was they put their baby there to hold the spot on the beach. And so that nobody else, they were like, this is our spot here. You could tell because our baby is there.
If somebody does that, you throw the baby in the ocean right away. Just immediately toss the baby in the ocean. AJ Soup says, I agree with you totally, Sean. I think there's like a little bit much in the reaction sometimes for the parenting stuff. Kids are more hardy than we're admitting them to be. There's so much of like this, everybody wants to be a parent, everybody wants to hyper control. Again, don't get me wrong. The details of the case don't sound good. The parents sound bad. Punishment is fine. Pretrial diversion is fine. But like taking it to the level where you go, we are going to teach you a lesson, Mr. and Mrs. whatever. And we're going to book you and we're going to separate your 3 kids from you. And your 3 kids are going to be separated from you entirely and held by law enforcement. You're going to be put in a jail cell. Like none of that was necessary, in my opinion. Unless they had some history of abusing these kids, and the goal was to separate them in a more permanent way from them. But let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Okay. Should we take a break here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. We'll take a break real quick. I have a ton of emails responses to what we've been talking about. And I want to play the audio of somebody breaking a Guinness record that is going to rock your world a little bit. So we'll get to that. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, AI is smart.
Skull Mike, I'll be with you right after this live read. Will I screw up the live read? Place your votes right now.
Emergency crews on the roadways. The off-ramps partially blocked from I-4 eastbound to Conroy Road. Look out for an accident where Kirkman Road meets I-Drive. Traffic lights are acting funny where Orange Avenue meets Highland Avenue. Use that intersection as a four-way stop. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Viome. A cabinet full of supplements, your body might not need half of them. Viome uses a simple at-home test to create personalized probiotics and nutrition plan based on your biology. Real science, real answers, real personalization. Check out Viome.com. Use code RADIO today.
Folks, I want to tell you about Mills Air, a great company, a locally owned and operated company, a family owned and operated company. Good people doing business the right way. And they're ready to help you out. And help you out is really the best way to put it, because when your AC breaks, some of these other folks will come by with their AC vans. They don't know what they're doing. And in some cases, even if they do, they just want to take advantage of you. They'll tell you it's the flux capacitor or whatever and give you a big, giant bill when it took them 5 seconds out there to turn a screw twice. Don't get ripped off by the other companies. Be with the company that's going to treat you right and give you a fair deal every time, which is Mills Air. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer that can get you huge rebates on a brand new Carrier AC. If you're going to upgrade and save on your power bill, call 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena, streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
And you can be there
For a weekend full of superstar performances.
Are you ready?
Once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Only limited single-night tickets remain. Get yours while you still can now at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital.
Hello. Somebody says the baby crying could mean the baby is in distress. I mean, it could, but it could also just mean it's a baby. Okay, people, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. It looks like we burned through the YouTube comment quota again. I don't know how. It should not have done that. But it did. I will fix it after the show. But YouTube commenters, do not fear. All that means is this, okay? That means on Mega Chat on this screen, your comments might not come through right now. And on the Mega Chat on the side of the stream, your comments might not come through. But I got you right here, okay? I see you, Mike. Hey there, Mike. Hey, Angawa, weed consumer. Hey, I can see you. So when I'm over here doing the show, I still see all of your comments coming in YouTube. Lots of feedback. We'll get to the emails in a moment. Let me test something. Okay. Does this work? Does this not work? Oh, I think I need fresh batteries. My DB meter, I'll have to put some fresh batteries in it. There's a Guinness World Record that I have to share with you when we come back, because it's pretty astounding what this man was able to do. We're going to do that and get into some of your emails. Jody says, I have a 5-month-old grandson right now. I couldn't stand that. Now, Chaos is probably not going to weigh into this too much because there was the legendary incident at Chuck E. Cheese. For those of you who don't know, Chaos in TNJ chat, he has beautiful twin daughters. Okay? Beautiful little twin daughters. I remember when they were being born, and he posted the photos in the TNJ Discord. It was like the first fan twins and the first like Discord babies that existed. And they were adorable. And these little girls are probably going to grow up to run the United States of America in some capacity. But there is the story about, after 2 cases of Natty Light, how he left them at a Chuck E. Cheese for a week. Because of that story, he's probably going to avoid weighing in on this. It looks a little hypocritical. You leave your kid by the claw machine for an entire week. Your kid has to become like a part of the Chuck E. Cheese. It's tough. It's tough. It was buzzballs and beatboxes? Oh, okay. They've never been to Chuck E. Cheese, and that place is S for poor people? How dare you? Like 4, maybe 3. 3 of my birthdays were at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay? You got the rat, you got the skee ball. You just don't leave your kids there for a week. That's the problem. All right, here we go. We're coming back right now with your feedback. We'll see what you have to say. A lot of emails coming in.
To Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your health, how do you know what's right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that analyzes your real-time biology to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Not trends, your biology.
Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
The global stage is lit. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is on.
Lionel Messi!
iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live. Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Just search World Cup.
Just a beauty for a second of the game.
Every unforgettable moment.
Wherever you are.
Brilliant from Mbappe. France lead.
Don't miss Team USA's next match Thursday night at 10 Eastern.
The world is listening.
Are you?
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Radio 104.1.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the
So good to have you with us. An unbelievable story about students blackmailing their teacher in just a moment here on the show. And a lot of emails, heated emails on the way in, C-Lane. We'll see what these people are complaining about momentarily. I did just see, I don't know what to make of this. So we've been talking about we have to bounce out for the last hour of the show. There was a push to get us to leave even sooner. The suits are like, well, here's the best idea possible. Let's miss half of the show for this big employee rally we're doing. Now, I'm trying to make everybody happy, be a team player with the company, at least to some extent, and also make sure the audience doesn't get too mad. If I'm honest with you, the audience means more to me than the management. That's just how it is. I care more about pissing off the audience than I do the management, but I'm trying to make everybody happy. So we're going to this event after the show. Sure, it'll be great. And C-Lane and I have to do karaoke. I don't think there's a shocking number of people who are doing karaoke, so I don't know how we ended up on the you guys 1,000% have to do this out of all of the iHeart employees list.
I think it was just all the talent.
Is every talent that's going to be there at this company event, are they all going to be doing a song like us?
I think all of them are, yeah.
Okay. All right. And you got us moved around on the schedule.
Yes.
Okay. And I also saw, and it was like, hey, there'll be 2 drink tickets. And I'm like, it's the middle of the day. Are people going to be, are you going to be drinking at this thing?
I have to go pick up my child after this, so I'm not going to be, getting crazy.
Yeah, me either. Nothing against anybody who does.
Two drink tickets is not crazy, though.
Yeah. So you're going to go for 2?
No. One maybe.
2 White Claws, baby.
No.
Pound them down. I'm probably not going to be drinking in the middle of the day. I'm a grown man. I got things to do. I got an agenda on the day. It seems a little early for doing this. There are other shows that are going to this iHeart thing and then going back to be on air to do the show, I think.
Yes.
So this is an interesting event that we've roped ourselves into. And people are demanding that we make some sort of recording of the performance of Sealand and I at this company event. No guarantees just yet. We might make a deal in the 3rd hour of the show. We might make a deal with you on that. Possibly. Not even sure about that. We'll see how that goes in just a moment. Real quick, congratulations to this man in Australia, Joseph McGrail Baitup. Here he is, a man just living his life, enjoying himself. He's got style, he's got moves, and he's got lungs, C-Lane.
Okay.
Joseph McGrail Baitup, an Australian professional air conditioner cleaner. Let's get him over here from Mills Air, right? Let's get him in the U.S. working for Mills Air. He's a professional air conditioner cleaner.
Oh, no, he can't do that. All the air conditions in Australia are backwards.
He's also an honorary town crier. What a nerd. He's been recognized as the world's loudest person. Second place went to John Bustecker, but this guy got the loudest person in the world, Joseph McGrail Baitup, 58 years old, and they said he is the loudest person. I have his world record victory here. Let's see if this is actually impressive. Because some of you, I'll be honest with you, some of you folks who listen to the show, you can be loud too. We'll be doing live events. You'll be like, hey, love the show. It's so great. We'll be like, we're on air right now. This is great. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. Okay. Maybe he's louder than that. Here he is. Let's see what the world record loudness sounded like. Bell ringing.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
There's no way that you can actually practice for it. You have to just keep it for the day, especially with the world record attempt.
Your voice?
It took me 7 attempts just for one word, which was the word now.
Now?
And
now!
My voice was shot for the next couple of days as well. It was husky. It was terrible.
My lords, my ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Canberra!
I mean, it's a commanding voice.
Sure.
100%. Yeah. Like, I don't think it was louder than I could do. I don't know, man. I got a microphone and 100,000 watts here just to start with.
Yeah, but like, that's another thing. To get this Guinness World Records, you have to completely just blow out your vocal cords and be miserable for a couple days. Just as like, well, I got the record. I got the record from Guinness.
And then they say, what word do you want to say? Say the word now. Now's not even a word I can say that loud. You know, like, now. Like, it's not even, if it was the F word or something with some punch to it, I could see the C word maybe for Australians or Brits or something. But the word now doesn't even have enough kick to it. But he's pretty loud. Lords and ladies.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Yeah, imagine being at the dinner table with this guy.
That whole thing he's doing is the town crier thing.
That's it. Yeah,
like
they
ringing
the bell.
They call him a bellman, and like you're supposed to ring the large bell to get people's attention, and then you do the oh yay thing, which is like basically the equivalent of hear ye, hear ye.
But what does that mean? Does that mean we're having a meeting? Does that mean it's time for us to do karaoke at the iHeart event?
Yes, actually, that's why they wanted us to open. They wanted you to bring the bell up there. And, oh, yay! And then it's a historical official employed by a governing authority to make public announcements and read news aloud to the citizens. That sounds like you. That's minus the government authority. And then
it's like the hear ye, hear ye.
Yeah, well, that's what oh yay means. It's an old French term meaning hear ye.
Or extra, extra. little kid, and little Oliver Twist looking kid on the streets of Brooklyn way back in the day.
You know how, like, if you get into a fight with somebody and they are performing official business, like a police officer or an EMT, your charge is elevated.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the town crier was offered legal protection because he often delivered unpopular news such as tax increases. So threatening or harming a town crier was considered treason in certain jurisdictions.
So he'd be out there and he'd be like, property taxes are going up a nickel a day. And people would be pissed off at the news. And I mean, maybe that's where the whole thing came from. Like, don't hate the messenger kind of thing. Yeah. He's just out there telling you how it is, folks. He didn't make it that way. Archduke Ferdinand, he didn't start World War I. He's just telling you about it, for God's sake. All right, before we get into your dispatches, which I will work in one or two here, lots of emails coming in. Let me see. Here is Kurt, who says, they call those people who steal the towels or put the not steal the towels, steal the seats by holding them when they're not there with towels. He says towel birds have been around for many, many years. That's what they call them. Many parents and I would go, my parents and I would go out to timeshare resorts all over the world and find out that towel birds are generally universal at every place we ever went to. I really hope the cruise industry does what they say they're going to do and remove tiles if they've been there for more than 15 minutes unattended. I think he meant towels. Yeah, Kurt's saying, like, he hopes the cruise industry will get rid of this practice of holding down chairs and stuff you're not using by just putting your towel on it, by saying if it's been there for 15 minutes unattended, they're just going to snag that thing and get it out of there.
I mean, this is why the idea of having the upgrades for the pool deck has become such a thing, and you can find yourself, I have before, paying $200-300 to get just like a day bed, just to get a spot, you know?
Yeah. Maybe they might like that. They might like the competition for the spaces, actually. Make some more money in the end. Jackie says, hi, Sean. Hi, C-Lane. Have you guys heard about that warehouse fire in Los Angeles? I watched it live last Wednesday. You watched a fire live? They were dropping water on the solar panels from the air, and it looked like they were starting to get it under control. I figured that would be the end of it. I moved on, but I heard it's still burning, this fire in California. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I think you're right about that. I think this fire has been burning for like a week. Here's one of the reports on this. This is Good Morning America talking about what this emailer has brought up here.
Good morning, Robin. There's a strong smell of smoke here. The air quality reported at unhealthy levels, and I want to show you this impressive firefighting response. You see that here. Firefighters basically tackling with this hose this massive warehouse that is still burning. It
looks gutted.
To get that firefighting effort on both sides here. Fire officials believe this will burn for days, but we're talking about weeks of cleanup.
This morning, new resources are helping fight the massive warehouse fire still polluting the skies above Southern California.
Jesus.
The fire erupting last Wednesday afternoon at a 500,000 square feet cold storage facility in East L.A. Inside, 85 million pounds of food now rotting, prompting concerns over potential biohazards. Flames spreading across the building's solar panels.
You can see why it's been so challenging for...
Okay, hold on. I see. They caught on fire on the top. The whole roof of this building is covered with solar panels. And it was the solar panels that looked like that were in flames here, at least in the video that I can see. And that one solar panel...
That's not what, like, caused anything, is it?
I don't know. I don't know. All I can see is that it's actually the roof of the place that's on fire in this particular video. And the roof is absolutely covered with solar panels. Maybe they talk about where it started here.
Spreading across the building's solar panels.
You can see why it's been so challenging for firefighters. That is so much of the debris inside of that warehouse that's making this firefight so difficult.
LA firefighters tearing down walls, deploying a firefighting robot and a heavy lift helicopter.
Now, this has not been a conventional firefighting operation from the onset. The conditions here have required us to think differently.
The smoke seen here filling Dodger Stadium. Several LA summer schools forced to relocate.
So people are saying, and I see Insecure Walrus saying this too, they're saying it's a cold storage facility. What does that mean? To me, cold storage means something that you don't need access to for a while. I don't know if that's what it actually means.
No, I thought cold storage was like something that has to be refrigerated or at least air conditioned.
Okay, because cold storage definition, is it literally just about it being cold there?
Yeah, I think refrigerated in this case, because didn't she say there was a whole bunch of food rotting now because it's taken out their solar panels, so it's taken out everything, so none of the refrigeration is working anymore.
I see.
Cold storage.
I'm in the technology and data world, where cold storage is where you store data and files that you're not going to use for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So you like, if you have something that you're going to use all the time, you might put it on Amazon and Amazon S3 or whatever. You might put it on some storage like that. But then there's another way you can store files, and you're just going to put them there. You just want a safe backup, but you're not going to actually be using them. But logistics, food, and pharma, as Sealand was talking about, in supply chain and warehousing, it refers to refrigerated facilities or warehouses used to store perishable goods. So legitimately like a cold storage facility, a giant like refrigerator style place.
Yeah, you were thinking the nerd way.
Yeah,
nerd.
Yeah. Though this place is still burning after a week, though. We'll have to see if we can find out how that fire started. I'll try to figure that out, and we'll take a break. When we come back, we will do the hot sheet. We'll get geared up for an early power hour, unfortunately, and make a deal with you maybe about the performance that Sealand and I are going to be putting on a little bit later on at the employee party. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James Miguel and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast.
Hello! Go Mike activated. Hot sheet next. Power hour early. I think we might be able to make a deal over this karaoke performance. If we set a goal in the final hour and you beat the goal, I'll have the DJ record us during our karaoke performance at the iHeart event, and we'll play it on the show. If the goal is not met, we 100% do not play it, and you never see it. Because I am a little bit hesitant to share this at all. It's usually for food, but there's other things that need to be kept cold. Oh, I'm sure. The DJ, we want a front row view. The DJ, the karaoke guy. What, you want somebody right up in our faces like that Disney lady? Get out of here. We're bargaining. We're in the bargaining phase. Okay. I will try to get a decent view of what's going on at the performance at the Abbey. That's the best I can do. I will try to get somebody to hold my phone and record it and get a decent view of the performance. That's the best we can do. But we still have to make a deal. You're all DJs? I'm not a DJ. All right? I'm not a DJ. Ooh, some say John's going bamboo plant shopping with Kokomo. Good luck out there, SSJ. Godspeed. I think we get it. We should get it. Just because you're leaving early, says Dana. I understand that you think that. I understand why you think that. But I don't know if you understand how embarrassed I will be at the mere existence of this video. Okay? That's what I need you to understand. You think I don't share enough for something? SSJ lives a hell of a good life. Goals? True. True. Is Sean singing today? Yeah, it will be today. We are next to last. And Sealand, for some reason, has chosen Bust a Move. So he gets to be young MC Lane. And he just gets to do the rap part. He gets to do all the fun stuff. And then he wants me to do the women's part. The high part. That's embarrassing. You have done more embarrassing things? Even if that is true, what does that have to do with this? YouTubers, I will not be distracting myself by attempting to fix Mega Chat during the stream. I will fix it after the show. Sorry, not sorry. But I still see it. Karaoke is the only way to break the spider curse. It's proven. Do you think that, I don't know, you just completely made that up? Mr. Predicto, if I release the karaoke performance, will it break the spider curse?
Definitely yes.
That's promising. Predicto says the karaoke performance is released will break the spider curse. Interesting. That doesn't mean that we don't need to get some sort of deal out of it. BDMX Con says Mega Chat looks great. Yeah, it's just dead because YouTube's not on it right now. But it worked fine, and it will be back tomorrow. There's something wrong with the API ping. 90 seconds. I see you, Ryan. I see you, Barbecue Baby. YouTube gets no love. You're getting plenty of love. You're coming into the studio. You're coming in here. You're just not in the Mega Chat sidebar just yet. Actually embarrassing yourself is the cure? Do you think I'm going to fall for this? Really? You think I'm going to fall for this? All right, we're coming back.
On select dates now through August 9th. Go wild this summer at Busch Gardens. Save up to 55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our 4th of July sale. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Hey, Orlando, are you tired of checking a price online only to find out it's thousands more when you get to the dealership? Well, at Greenway Kia, we changed the game. Every new Kia listed for sale on greenwaykias.com has our Greenway all-in price. That means the price you see is the price you pay, with no surprises and no additional fees. Plus, with over 1,000 new Kias available at our 3 Central Florida locations, you'll find the right new Kia at the right price every time. It's the Summer Sticker Sales Event. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real, no radio.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially a...
Just a moment. And our embarrassment on the line, certainly for tomorrow, certainly on tomorrow's show, and in the future for our live show, which we will be doing a live show here in the next, was it next week? Are you kidding me?
Ooh,
oh,
yes.
my God. I will talk about that a little bit in the next few days here and what we got planned for that. We have a live show on the way in the next few days, next few weeks, I should say. It's like next Friday or something. But we've got a thing that we have to blast off for today. So we're pushing the Power Hour an hour earlier. And right now, we're going to get into it because time is ticking. Let's do the hot sheets.
Check the hot sheet. It's news, but not like real important news.
Best investigative reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the hot sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. The top 5 stories of the nonsense news brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. And Sean, people are mad.
Ooh.
People, they're having a problem. I woke up and I was thumbing through my links, my different stuff that's in the phone, and I get to threads, and they said, we thought you were one of the good ones. Mm-hmm. We thought you were the good guys.
Maybe I am.
Well, not you specifically, but they're talking about the very popular movie studio, A24. We would call them a studio, right?
Yeah, I think so.
A24 production company, whatever. They have been pushing out a lot of really big hits. They're huge in the box office right now with the YouTube creators, with Obsession and Backrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And but now they have pissed people off because it's coming out. A24 and Google have struck an AI research partnership.
Uh-oh.
That will see the independent studio work with Google's DeepMind unit to develop new AI-powered technologies for filmmakers. It's happening. It's happening. I think people feel betrayed in the way that they felt when the Foo Fighters guy had a side piece and had a kid,
I saw some of the stories about this and where people were mad. It didn't seem to me that they were going to be using AI to make A24 movies like the movie you'll see on the screen.
It just
looks
says
like
technologies for filmmakers. I don't know how specific they got into it.
What I saw said they were going to use it for storyboarding. So, if you have
that bad,
yeah, that didn't seem quite as bad. I don't know how people feel about that. But
however, I think anything right now that they're using AI for, somebody's job is being taken away. Right? It was somebody's job to be the person who draws the storyboards, and I think that a lot of those were becoming digital anyway. But there were still creative people that were responsible for the creation of it. But it says Google's roughly $75 million investment is tied to the partnership and is in line with what Thrive Capital invested during the studio's last funding round. It gives A24 access to DeepMind's research and infrastructure. Researchers will work with the studio to build out new workflows. It does not give Google access to A24's content library or its data.
Okay.
So it does sound like maybe they're using it for very, very behind-the-scenes stuff. But those 2 letters are toxic right now.
Yeah, especially in that industry. And some industries, people are like, go for it. Who cares? But in that, people don't want to see AI movies, I don't think, at least not yet.
This headline got me because it made me very curious that Tom Hanks is doing an interview. Of course, a lot of the cast of Toy Story 5 is doing the press circuit to promote the new movie, the latest chapter in the Toy Story series. And one of the things he opened up about in an interview on this podcast is that there's a scene in Castaway that he cannot watch. 26 years later, he just can't. If it's on, he gets up and he gets out of the room. And I thought this must be a pretty serious scene. It's a pretty emotional scene. And it turns out it was just because he messed up and they left it in there, and he doesn't want to see himself do bad work, which I think is sounds even more human than the idea that it could be an emotional scene. But 69-year-old Hank said there every once in a while they do leave your mistakes in, and there's a moment which is painful for him to watch in Castaway where he's back at his wife's house and he gives her the grandfather's pocket watch back that had a picture of her or something like that. He gives her a watch back. And there's a moment where I think I do this gesture that I think is false. It's me, and it's not the character I'm playing. And that was enough for him that I guess it's not that he gets sad or emotional. He just cringes watching this mistake that he made be left in the movie. So if you're watching Castaway with Tom Hanks, he will not watch the end of it with you. I'm sorry to say, if that's what you were hoping for.
That would be cool, though. Even if you won't watch the ending with me, just the beginning would be nice with him.
The reboot. Sort of reboot, because I don't think this is like they're officially calling it, but the next chapter of Lilith Farish kind of production is in the works here. Not just in the works, it has been announced. Olivia Rodrigo has announced her inaugural Daisy Chain Fields Festival
Okay.
Touting an all-female lineup on August 29th in Irvine, California's Great Park.
I mean, that could be big right now. Aren't like half the people in the charts? It's more than half the people in the charts are female performers. There's a lot to pick from.
There's a lot of big names. Obviously, Rodrigo herself will be performing. Chapel Roan, Doechii, Cat's Eye, Bikini Kill, The Breeders. I don't know some of these. Dice Spits, I don't know. Garbage is on the lineup, which is badass.
Happy when it rains. We could have done that.
Sorry.
That could have been our karaoke song, man.
Pour your misery right down on me. That's And then it also says special guest Karen O, Stevie Nicks, and Sarah McLachlan herself. And I can't wait for the tweets. These young kids at the Daisy Chain Festival going, who's Stevie Nicks?
Who are you? Who's this old lady?
Why does she sound like that? Tiger Woods has made his first public appearance for a PGA Tour event since his latest DUI arrest and rehab stay. Woods stepped out in Hartford, Connecticut while returning to his role as the chairman of the PGA Tour's Future Competition Committee. You think Tiger Woods went to a lot of meetings of the PGA Tour's Future Competition Committee?
I don't think he did before, but maybe he does now.
Woods gave an introduction for PGA Tour CEO Brian Rolab during a news conference at the Travelers Championship, which did not mention his absence. But Rolab said it's great to see him back, you know. Tiger Woods has been involved throughout the process. He's contributed meaningfully. He's awesome. It's awesome to see him back in great form. We're real excited about it. Sounds like he made a public appearance, and if I had to guess, the PGA was very, very careful not to mention any of his incidents. You know, but
on account of the crashes,
the crashes, the DUIs, the rehabs, all of that. And last but not least, I guess it got kind of emotional on the Today Show because there was a new ransom note for Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah.
We're still doing these, but I guess the thing that's different about this new ransom note is that it basically says that she's dead.
I don't think it's new. We'll have to get to this when we come back so we have a little bit more time, and I'll play her reaction to it. I think it's just they never told us what one of the other one was, and they finally are saying, like, here's what was in one of those other notes that they confirmed to be real.
But to host Savannah Guthrie got emotional while pleading with viewers this morning. After reports emerged that her missing mother may be dead, saying, I love you guys, I love this place, and still pleading with anybody listening, saying somebody knows something, and I know it's on your radar. Please, we cannot be in peace until we find more information. But yeah, I guess this new information that's coming out about this ransom note and says, sorry, she's dead, but I still want a lot of money for the body. So if most of the ransom notes, I think they kind of debunked anyway. So who knows if this one's just another kind of somebody trying to get a buck from this terrible situation. Hey, if you want to save some bucks from a really good situation, not a terrible kidnapping or anything like that, but if you're trying to get into that dream home and you've got a mortgage quote, you would do yourself the biggest service to shop that around, because a lot of people, I think, 20% of people, do the shopping around. They do their due diligence. Less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote that they get. Don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind. If you've got a quote, you can compare it today with That Mortgage Guy Don. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Well, I can't believe that we're doing this, but we are. We're doing the unthinkable. We're moving the power hour up an hour early here, because we got to blast off for this iHeart thing. And we got to talk about whether or not we're going to make a deal on you guys getting to see and listen to our performance, our karaoke performance that we have to do this event. We have to get into the Reflecting Pool Algae drama, whether you like it or not. I'm going to give you the rundown on that real quick. And I'll play the clip of Savannah Guthrie and what was going on with the story that C-Lane mentioned there. We got fired up emailers. We got a lot, and it's all going to be ram-jammed into one final hour of the show today, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's almost time for poker. Tickets to the 2026 Real Radio Charity Poker Tournament will be available tomorrow at 8 a.m. Details at realradio.fm/poker.
All lanes are getting by now on Orange Blossom Trail at I-4. Just expect some residual delays from that earlier accident and look out for emergency crews still in the area. There's some slowdowns starting to form on I-4 getting through the city. Delays between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. Other than that, you won't be running into any problems tying you up on the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles...
Hello, welcome behind the scenes. We're going to make a deal in just a moment. Oh, hold on. Stand by. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Do you have a commercial?
No, why?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you need me to mute the microphone?
No.
Okay. Hang on, I just have to do something real quick. Just give me 1 sec. Just give me 1 sec.
I didn't say anything.
Okay. Thank you to Brad Wallace Realtor for the 11 gifted subscriptions. Big support. Thank you, friend. Much appreciated. And I'll mention that when we come back. Let me see. Brad Wallace Realtor times 11 on air mention. Okay. There we go. What are you doing?
I went to Costco and then I came back to drop off the chicken.
Yeah.
And I stacked all the stuff on the chair over there.
Yeah.
And then I went to Publix and I came back and this was on top of the stack and Lady got it.
She got it?
She grabbed it from on top of the stack because she knew it was hers.
Oh, it was something you bought at the store?
Yeah, it was not available to her, but she got it.
Why did you? She has so many of
Who
these
is that
things.
lady?
What we got? What is this? Okay. Did she really need another
Yeah, she did.
toy?
She thinks
Oh,
she
there you go.
Okay, come on. Come bring it out here.
It's so big. It's like a whole ass platypus. Just having a hard time carrying it along. Okay.
All right.
Did you get everything you needed?
Yes.
Okay. How much did you spend?
$2,000.
$2,000? Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. Couple of minutes and we're back live. Give that sweet girl a cheese ball. There is no cheese ball. The new studio fridge occupies the space of those incredibly stale cheese balls. We don't have those anymore. All right, so Brad Wallace, Realtor, has already gifted 11 subs. My offer is, if we get to 30 gifted subscriptions to Secret Shows, I will have somebody record our performance and we will play it back on the show tomorrow. That means we only need 19 more gifted subscriptions. You just go over on thenewsjunkie.com, hit that gift icon. You get a gift back for each subscription you gift. You get to pick up some random magnets or stickers, including, here's one of the options you have on checkout. Look at that! The Gifter Fickle Bee sticker, only available to about 100 of you who want to claim those. Looks great on your laptop. But if we get 19 more gifted subscriptions, premium subscriptions over on thenewsjunkie.com to unlock secret shows for other listeners, if we get 19 more of these, which you can do by hitting the gift icon on thenewsjunkie.com and gifting some subscriptions, then we will record it and we will play it back on the show. If we don't get 19 more, giving us to a goal of 30 premium subscriptions on the website, if we don't get that high, you will never see the embarrassment that follows this show. Thank God. Thank God. My boobs are always out, too big to hide, too big to fail. I just spent all my money is on Prime Day? Good. Good. That is what I'm banking on. 90 seconds and we're back live. Big fatty fat segment coming up. Oh no. Cat BH, tell me you didn't do it. You just said your wife got a new car or something. What are you doing? Oh boy. All right, we're gonna have to. I'll look at these when we get into the segment here. If we get to 30 on the day total, then I'll do it, and I'll try to get a good video of it. But I would rather not. I think you should save your money for Prime Day. You know it's a prime way to spend your Prime money? Over on Amazon with some of the best deals ever. Forget gifting subscriptions to the News Junkie. Do something awesome. Buy a battery backup or an umbrella or a vibrator. Think of how much more fun you'll have with that than with a gifted subscription just to make it so you can see Bust a Move. You can see Bust a Move right now on YouTube. That's even better. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com or 1-800-CALL-MO.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
iHeartRadio FIFA World Cup Update.
England has a chance to win its group today, and Declan Rice says the team is focused on the task at hand.
We want to go into tomorrow knowing that we're going to be, full throttle, ready to go, want to win the game, and we also know that the position that puts us in.
England taking on Ghana in Boston. A win plus a Panama loss or draw against Croatia would clinch Group L for England with a game to spare.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the new...
Situation we're facing here as a show. Learn more about what's going on here on a Share the Show Tuesday over at thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, here's the deal. After the show, we're supposed to go to this station event, and they have, I don't know why or how or who or what, or somehow roped us into doing a performance in front of all the employees at this event. I guess Sealand says all the other people are going to have to do this too, or at least like the talent in air quotes at this iHeart event. And I was not, I'll just be real with you. I was not paying attention to Sealand yesterday when he was talking to me. He had told me, I said, Sealand, we got to pick a song for this karaoke thing in front of all of our peers. I don't show up to many of these things. So you folks already have to know when I show up, people are like, oh my God, even Sean's here. The news junkie made it. Holy cow. Real life celebrity sighting, all that kind of stuff happens.
They say everything but that last part.
Here's the coolest guy in the world.
Oh,
He's
that part.
When I walk in, I just hear it's like, okay. I understand. Calm down. I'm here. Autographs are available at any point in time, folks. But yeah. So we go there, and it's already weird for me being at these sorts of events on account of that stuff. And then also, I had so many things distracting me yesterday. I said, Sealand, we got to figure out a song. You're a professional musician. You're a talented guy. He is. I can play the guitar. I have 2 guitars in the studio here with me. I probably play the guitar, even though I was in a band and all this stuff. I probably play the guitar at about a 3 out of 10, right? A 3 out of 10, if I'm being generous. I play the guitar once a year, and I didn't stick with it because I've been too distracted by too many other things. Sealand's a really good player and performer. He's very good at this. So I said, choose something for us. and I'll deal with these other issues. And C-Lane is yapping at me with his answer, and he tells me, hey, here's what song we're going to do, and I wasn't paying attention at all. And then after the show yesterday, when I checked a couple of things off my list of to-dos, I realized, oh, he told me that I think he said we're doing Bust a Move. And he wanted me to do the female part, the woman part, like the high-pitched female part of the Bust a Move thing. And I said, that's terrible for me. That's not a good fit. That's not going to be something that I excel at, number one. And number two, like, why are we doing this? Can't we do something really short? What's the shortest song in modern history? Can't we do that
I'm
one?
Henry VIII, I am. If you seem to have never heard of.
I don't know that one, so I can't do it. It's like, nope, we're doing it. And it's young MC Lane, because he's going to be the rapper, and I'll be doing the female vocals. This is a terrible idea. I cannot do that. I'm going to embarrass myself. But C-Lane decided this. And then he's also like, do you have a wig that you can...
I was half joking about that. I did not actually think you'd show up with a wig.
I don't know. And I go, why do I have to have props for my part of this? Are you doing blackface for young MC Lane?
No.
Are you dressing up for your side of this?
No, this is what I'm wearing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So I'm forced to just do this. And then I said, here's what we'll do. We will record this performance where we undoubtedly embarrass ourselves in front of our colleagues in radio. And we will do the smart thing, which is bury it forever and never show anybody, and it'll never see the light of day. Or we will make a deal with you, and if you guys can live up to the deal, the impossible deal, then we'll show you the performance tomorrow on the show. And somebody's like, you've embarrassed yourself with way worse, Sean. Well, that's totally true, but how is that a good point to convince me to do this?
It doesn't mean we just keep doing it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it'd be a good reason to stop. Like right now, let's shut this down and not do this anymore. But I said, all right, well, we'll make a deal here. And I said, if we get to 30 gifted subscriptions to the News Junkie and Secret shows over on the website, I said, if we get to 30 gifted subs today, then I'll give somebody my phone. We'll record the performance, as embarrassing as it might be, and we'll play it back on the show tomorrow. As I'm arranging this, I see that Brad Wallace Realtor has donated 11 gifted subscriptions over to newsjunkie.com. Thank you so much, Brad Wallace. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Yes, definitely. And then as I'm going through this, I see, oh, okay, there's more coming in. And I see that Cat BH has gifted 10 subscriptions that you can claim right now.
Is it already a thing?
And I said, oh, great. So that's 21 already, and I only said 30. And then I saw CB Twisted gifted 20 subscriptions over the newsjunkie.com. And I said, oh, okay. We've now gone over the required 31 to get to where we needed to get. And then I saw that Missy donated 5. Thank you so much, Missy. Appreciate that. Then I saw that Tara's Pilot donated 10. Thank you so much, Tara's Pilot. And then I saw that J-Turn donated 4. And I said, okay, everybody. All right. I get the point. You got to the goal. You got to the goal, okay? Fresh Rock says, you're embarrassing yourself right now by thinking this won't happen. I thought if I said 30, it would be reasonable on like a shortened Weirdo Tuesday. But yeah, that did not last for very long. I'll put you all up on the leaderboard in just a bit here on the show. But we hit the goal. We hit the goal. So I guess that means we have to have somebody record this. And then they started getting picky. I said, I'll have the karaoke guy film it. And they're like, no, we want front row seats. We want front row seats? What are you talking about? Yeah, demanding front row seats? We'll get you some sort of video of it and some sort of audio of it. That's as best as we can do. So you can hear the performance on the show tomorrow. I don't want to do that. Courtney might leave me over this. This could be the straw that broke the Courtney's back. All right? Not that I'm comparing her to a camel. But there's a humps tie-in I could do here. I don't know what you want to tell you. But this could be the thing. She could be like, hey, you have said so much stuff on this show that has horrified me. But you singing the female vocals on Bust a Move with young MC Lane is too far. I wouldn't blame her. I would say you're right. You're right. You that is too far. Nobody wants this. It's not going to be good. But some of you want the shame game to get heated up. You want the shame game to get heated up. I get it. I understand that. That's fine. Yeah, I made a deal. The deal is done. So we will put on a performance. And the thing I hate about this is C-Lane cares not about any of this. He's like, oh, cool. I get to go socialize with a bunch of people. And people will be like, oh, C-Lane, love you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. And then he gets to put on the rap performance of a lifetime. And people will be like, C-Lane, you were so good. How did you stand up there next to Sean and not punch him in the face?
They don't say that.
Yeah, they'll say something like that. 100%.
I guess I'm going to have to punch you in the face.
Please don't punch me in the face. If I'm bleeding as I'm doing this, it's going to be so much worse. We the people have spoken. I get it. I heard you. What I'm saying is C-Lane will not be bothered. Do you have any level of nerves about this at all?
I was going to say forgetting the lyrics. But
yeah, he doesn't care.
They're up there, right?
Yeah, they're on the screen. They're on the karaoke screen.
I ran through it in the car this morning and was pretty surprised. I remembered a lot of them.
I haven't been in the car, so I haven't had my moment to, I haven't been able to see what I'm going to sound like. And then I thought, can I go lower? You want it? Can I go in another direction?
Try.
That's not, no matter what, you're going to sound cool and I'm not. Okay.
We got to do the power hour, by the way.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Well, it's early, so I forgot about all of this.
It's okay.
Here we go. I'll think about what's happening here. I'll think about how we're going to pay this off now that we have a deal and we have to do it. I'm not singing it operatic. I'm not, it's like, oh, you want it? I'm not going. I will get as far as somebody said, another 30 subs to have C-Lane punch Sean in the face. No, what level do you think we're at here? Let's do the power hour for God's sake, okay?
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
Come on, Fatso, and just bust a move.
You want it?
It's time for the power hour on the News Junkie.
Like a preview.
This is not bode well. It's so embarrassing, man. I think that my rep overall, just in terms of, my performance as a broadcaster for my coworkers, not in terms of whether they like me or not, but just my performance as a broadcaster, my rep is high. And this will bring it down into the gutter, the absolute gutter. That's what I think is going to happen here. I worry about the reputation. I worry about what the audience thinks of me afterwards. I worry about a lot of things. But a deal's a deal, and I guess we made one. So there it is. Okay, let me get in some other emails here because so many people have been emailing the show, and I haven't gotten to barely any of them. This is Mimi from DeLand, Florida. Says, in Philadelphia, where my mother lived, people would place chairs or traffic cones in parking spaces in front of their houses so that nobody parks there while they're gone. It's all public street parking. Nobody owns it. People will get into fights over this. I could not believe my eyes. I've seen that. I actually, apparently there's a lot of this for the World Cup because in neighborhoods where there's like people trying to park for the World Cup, they're trying to make money off of people parking in their yards. But we have a place not too far from us. I think it's called a la carte. And it's an interesting thing. They have a spot where there's like a bar outside and picnic tables and seating and a big grass area for families and kids to play and stuff. And then surrounding all of it is food trucks. And you can go there and you can get some food from any of the food trucks that have offerings there. And then you can sit down and eat it and have some drinks at the bar that they all share together. And they live really close to a neighborhood. There's not enough parking for the place, so everybody parks in the neighborhood. And the neighbors will, like, cut down trees and put logs in the way, like pretending like they're putting logs out for them to be picked up by the garbage people. But they're really just putting them out there so nobody parks along the side of their particular house.
Now you have a bunch of logs out there?
Now you have a bunch of logs out there. It is something that people do.
It seems like it could be a hazard if their house catches on fire.
It could be. Yeah, it's not going to help things
there's
out.
There's not technically a fire lane like a painted curb.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you kind of would need that access if something bad were to go down. I don't know.
This all comes back to the story that started this, where we said there's a huge problem with people holding seats, taking down places where they're not actually staying. They'll put something on a spot to hold it, and you just want to actually use it, and they're in your way, and they're the ones who are obnoxious about it.
There's a road that I travel on most days that has a cone out, and I think from my experience going in and out of this neighborhood, that the cone is not to save a parking spot, but to tell the people where they can park. Because the people that live at the end of the street don't have their own driveway, and they pretty much only park in the street. But they park so close to the end of the street that when you're turning in, you're almost always turning in and going, "Oh, I got to go around this guy." I think you're not allowed to park within a certain number of feet of a stop sign. I think they were like violating it so much. Enough people complained that somebody put a cone there and was like, "You can't park beyond this cone."
Well, I understand people being territorial about the spaces and stuff next to their houses. I get that. But if it's a shared space, a bar stool, or like we were talking about, like the lounge chairs on a cruise ship or some of these other things where people do this, that is screwy. On the baby left at the beach, M says, I saw this video. They were way down on the beach, way out of sight. A couple other people made a mention of that. Let me see here. Hang on. There's a lot of gifted subscriptions in the pipeline. Again, you can claim those if you'd like over on the newsjunkie.com. Hit claim and you get a free month of premium access to the website and the app. Here's what we're going to do. I'll put all you folks who gifted subs up on the leaderboard. Sealand and I will start planning and prepping for this performance that we have to put on to, I guess play for you during the show at some point tomorrow. And I'll pay off the story, all the drama going around with the reflecting pool thing and all the trolling and people getting arrested and all the rest. We'll get to that, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
All lanes are getting by now on Orange Blossom Trail at I-4. Just expect some residual delays from that earlier accident and look out for emergency crews still in the area. There's some slowdowns starting to form on I-4 getting through the city. Delays between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. Other than that, you won't be running into any problems tying you up on the major roadways. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
Hello! Skull Mike activated. Welcome behind the scenes of the show.
U.S. price and participation may vary.
You eat local, you shop local, why not?
Go grab those gifted subscriptions over on the newsjunkie.com.
Small business owner that wants to help you save money, and mortgage rates have been heading down.
Stand by. I'm going to add these people.
If you have a quote and you haven't shopped around, Don's going to help you. If you have a current mortgage rate with a 7 or 8 in front of it, you should be checking into a refi.
All right, let's see.
You're 100% paying too much, and that mortgage guy Don wants to help.
Okay, we added Brad, I think, right? Brad Wallace Realtor was first.
Equity out of your home just to get.
Now we're going to add Cat BH with 10.
Back taxes, all that stuff. They have HELOC options as low as 640 credit score, and you can get a quote with no hard credit inquiry from Don. He wants to help you save money, so hit him up today. Go to that mortgage guy Don.
Big ups to Cat BH with the 10 gifted subscriptions. CD Twisted with 20. I should have set a higher goal, huh? CB Twisted with the 20 going on the leaderboard. Missy with 5. Huge support. Thank you, Missy. Absolutely appreciative of the 5 gifted subs. There we go, Missy. Teros Pilot with 10. Pilot. That's a new name on the scoreboard. Love to see it. Thank you to Terrace Pilot with a 10. JTurn09 with 4. JTurn09 with 4. lot of people claiming them. Okay, that gets us all caught up there. Are there 8 left? 8 of them left if you want to claim yours. We're in the power hour because we're cutting off an hour of the show today for this meeting that we have to do. After that meeting, I will be back to get the podcast up and finally get some damn lunch. And then I'll fix Mega Chat for tomorrow so that we stop running into this problem with YouTube only lasting a little while. And the gift alert's not looking so fantastic as you can see. Don't worry. We'll get it all fixed. Okay? We'll get it all fixed, I promise. And a big show tomorrow. Josh Fowler in the house. After show stream, ask? No. I literally do not have time. I have to leave here, go do this other thing, and then after we do the karaoke performance for the folks at the employee event for iHeart, I have to immediately come back as soon as I can. Immediately come back, post the podcast, get the video for the day up on YouTube, and then proceed to do everything else that needs to be done on a massive to-do list. So there's a lot. After show stream ain't in the picture. But thank you so much for the gifted subscriptions, everybody. Thank you. Much appreciated. You know you got those cucumbers on your mind, says TD Aquatics. I'm not thinking about cucumbers right now, all right? Not even slightly. Although I do have the cucumbers with my lunch each day. Don't make it weird. All right, real quick, just to gauge things. I'm now seeing people with 2 different ideas of what's going on here. People are saying that the reflecting pool in Washington, this massive pool that we paid millions of dollars to repaint and refinish, they're saying that there is sabotage going on. That people are sabotaging the pool to try to make the algae problem worse. That's one tribe of people believes that it's sabotage that's making this pool look this way. People are sabotaging the reflecting pool. The other group of people seems to believe that it's a result of things going wrong with this revamp. Like it's just happening. There's been 5 people at least have been arrested. We got to go over what's going down here. And I want to do that when we come back. So we will do. They're saying, aka Trump is saying, well, 5 people have been arrested, right? So that, there's at least charges against a handful of people for doing something. But what are the charges for? What's happening here? Those are the big questions. We're trying to get to the truth. Let's figure that out. We call those people are not? No. Why are you calling it are not? Arnott says the pool has had these issues since it was built, but I don't doubt someone would sabotage it. They don't want Trump to ever have a win, he said. All right, we're coming back right now.
At Orlando Health, Heart and Vascular Institute. That number again is 321-841-6444. Caution. Hepatic denervation is limited by law to clinical investigation in all geographies. The generator and catheter used in the Gemini study for hepatic denervation are not approved for sale or use in the U.S. or any other country.
I've been hearing for decades that the markets can solve climate change. Today, we have more incentives for market solutions than ever, and emissions are rising. on this season of Drilled, Carbon Cowboys, the story of 3 market solutions colliding in one multinational boondoggle.
You gotta give Bruce and the guys credit. They're Republicans. They don't give a shit about any of this stuff.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Drilled and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Robots don't spiral at 3 a.m. staring into the void. But we do. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
Unfortunately, I made a deal to record that thing, and so we have to share it with you tomorrow on the show. I think we'll do that at maybe 1 o'clock tomorrow. It depends on where you're. Third hour of the show tomorrow. We'll pay off this bet that we promised to pay off, and then I'll pretend like it never happened because it's going to be horrific and embarrassing and all of those terrible things. But we have many other things to talk about before that, and I even want to work in some of your dispatches here in just a moment. First things first, let's get into the drama that's going on with this stupid pool situation. All right, there's lots of stuff happening. Let me give you this piece by piece. The first thing is it's being blamed by Trump and his people on vandals. So he's saying, like, people are actively screwing up this massive reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. They're like pouring algae in there or destroying it, physically trying to do damage to the pool to own Trump. They want to do this, and they're responsible. And at least 5 people, I believe, have been arrested for something. What? We'll find out in just a moment. The other argument is that, no, this is just happening because they made some changes to the pool. They did some work, and there was an algae bloom when they filled the pool back up. And they're trying to fight off that algae bloom. And then the other stuff is just damage done because the work was shoddy. We paid millions and millions of dollars. What was 10, 12 million or something?
I've heard 14. I've heard 16.
Okay, a lot of money. We paid a bunch of money to get this giant pool colored. And now there's countering claims here. We got to figure out what actually is going on. President Donald Trump claimed this weekend, without providing evidence, that vandals damaged the algae-plagued reflecting pool in the National Mall and that the water will need to be drained for repairs. He said police arrested many additional people for the vandalism. A senior administration official says police arrested 5 people for vandalism and issued federal citations to 5 others. That's 10 total people that they think maybe we're doing something here. The official said there were 14 police reports over vandalism, including for an alleged incident where more than 250-foot section was cut with a blade. The reflecting pool was never so beautiful.
Hard to do, to just cut 250 feet of the bottom of that pool with a blade.
I'm going to ask some stupid questions. It's just how it's going to be here. Can you cut a pool like that? Like what? My pool, I wouldn't be able to cut. It's like concrete.
No, if it has a liner, maybe if you're cutting the liner. But they said
you think the reflecting pool has a liner?
It would
on
be
it?
a pretty big liner. So that's it would lead me to believe no. But what I was told, like when I read about this earlier, was like, hey, the paint that they painted down that was supposed to be like American flag blue.
Yeah,
was coming up because of stuff that they put in the pool to try and fix the algae problem. And that was, part of it being kind of a cheap job.
The hydrogen peroxide that they put in there,
everybody was saying that they put the peroxide in there. The peroxide reacted with the paint, and then chips of paint have been floating up. And that's what somebody got arrested for, was like pulling up one of those pieces of paint. Mm-hmm. that had already floated up. I don't know.
So the idea is that person didn't really destroy the pool. The pool was messed up, and then they pulled a piece of it out to try to show that the pool was screwed up.
I think, and they said one of the people that was arrested was a former Olympian or maybe current Olympian. But I'm like, haven't the news people been, taking water out of the pool too to test
Doing pool
it
tests?
and doing all kinds of weird stuff?
This says 3-time U.S. Olympian David Hearn told CNN that police arrested him on Friday after he said he touched a flap of the blue material partially detached from the bottom of the pool. David Hearn, who says he has a background in material science, told CNN he checked it out following a bike ride after reading reports of algae in the water and paint or sealant peeling off the bottom. Hearn said he was curious about a partially attached blue flap he saw in the bottom of the pool. Upon reaching into the water, he said he sort of felt the end and bent it around a little bit. Hearn said a U.S. National Park Service staffer instructed him not to reach into the water. He returned to his bike. He was encountered by National Guard members and arrested by the U.S. Park Police. The Olympic canoeist denied vandalizing the reflecting pool and said his actions were that of a curious citizen. So he says, he didn't do this. He was just curious. Everybody's kind of gathering around to look at the giant reflecting pool. I mean, this thing's isn't it millions of gallons or something? It's huge.
I would assume, yeah.
It's like this massive, massive pool. And so you've got I think it's reasonable to be curious about that and to look into the pool and see what's going on with this algae problem. And it's embarrassing if the people in construction screwed that up. However, it's not unprecedented that people would try to mess up stuff like this. Remember, right near this reflecting pool area was where somebody tried to kill the grass
for 8647.
Yeah, in a giant 8647. But there's been some really weird stuff going on. Really weird stuff. All right, here's one clip of Trump talking about what he believes is going on here with the reflecting pool. We'll start with that. Here it is.
Are the contractors who did the initial work with the reflecting pool
voice cracked
to blame for the current condition, or is it the vandals that you mentioned?
Vandals. We have 100, and we have I think 290, 300-foot slit right through it, probably a box cutter or a knife of some kind. We had people lifting up the basic, some of the, it's not a lot of damage, but we'll probably have to let the water out and refix it. They went in there with a knife. I was just told by the people over at Parks, 5 people are arrested and 5 people are under investigation right now. And it's a sad thing. In addition to that, we put brand new, beautiful grass all around. They put these massive letters on the grass. You probably know about that, right? And they said 8647. They probably got that from the dirty cop, Comey. You know he's a dirty cop, don't you? Dirty cop. He's a crooked guy.
I like how he always throws this back at them like they're supposed to answer that. And what do you say? You know he's a dirty cop, right? And if they say no, it's like, oh, you don't know that, you idiot? Or if you say yes, then you're like, just going along.
He's a dirty
him.
cop. Dirty cop. He's a crooked guy.
Yeah, he is,
They destroyed the grass, so that's a big thing. But we're going to get it back very soon.
National Guard and police have been all over.
Dude, what's going on, dude? What? The police, the National Guard.
How would these vandals have gotten so close to do something like that?
Do you have any proof of we didn't have a lot of them then. Who would think that somebody would go into a pool and take a knife and start cutting it?
Do you have proof of that? That they used a knife? Do you have photos or video?
Well, let's put it this way. When you have a 350, I think it's 350, not 250, a 350-foot slit from one end to the other.
What is slit?
You think that's proof?
The reporters have been down there today looking for that slit that you mentioned, and there's no evidence of it.
All you'd have to do is see the Parks Department. They'll show it to you. See the secretary.
Okay, so he's saying somebody cut the pool. That's what's going on. It was vandals that were doing this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is, I guess, last month. Okay. Yeah, here he is. Here Trump is talking about the reflecting pool when they were doing the construction last month.
This will last for at least 50 years, and you'll never have a leak. It's very strong. You couldn't, if you had a knife, I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful.
That came back to bite him in the ass. Damn, man. That's the nail on the head.
Which is it?
So he literally says, if you had a knife, you couldn't cut it. This is the strongest thing in the world.
And now the slit is 350 feet long.
now there's somebody just slow walking their way around the perimeter cutting it up.
Like your drunk uncle who, the fish is a little heavier each time he tells the story.
Oh, Oh, God. So that was sort of a flip-flop on that. Then they found some dead ducks floating in there, I guess. Now they're trying to blame the bleach or whatever that they've put in there after the $14 million revamp. This story says dead duck found floating in the new reflecting pool days after bleach dumped into the water following the revamp. So they're blaming like some murdered ducks on this whole thing. There have been people arrested for sure. There's also people going out there. Here's somebody who's
doing good today.
Here's some of the people who have arrived at the site to try to. They're trolling. They're trying to encourage the algae to grow. All right, here they are.
Algae is doing good today. Honey. Everybody's proud of you. You are single-handedly doing more to fight fascism than any American has.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, algae.
They're cheering on the algae. All right, they're cheering on the algae out there. So do we know? What do we think? Was it vandalized? Is it just a piece of crap? And then the construction crew is like, yeah, we're totally getting vandalized here.
Yeah.
What do we think is going on? Let us know. Quick break. We're back in just a moment as we roll on in the earlier abbreviated power hour of the show. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is three-time Pro Bowler LeVar Arrington. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Rasmussen University.
Baseball last night, the Marlins had their 8-game home win streak snapped, falling to the Rangers 4-3, and in Tampa, the Rays lost 2-1 to the Royals. Miami pulls off a blockbuster NBA trade. The Bucks sending two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Hello.
Rasmussen University is where passion.
Cheering on algae to fight fascism. What a time to be alive.
Ranging from nursing and early childhood education to business and
What a time to be alive. Sea Lane live read incoming.
You know, some people like to kick off the summer with a fresh look, fresh haircut maybe, or if you have some longer hair, some people like to cut it short. It would stay nice.
Or here, you can see it here too.
I say, hey, do that at Hammer Nails Grooming for Guys. They're ready for you.
People are so weird. True.
Barber shop that smells like chemicals.
Politics in particular makes people really weird.
Waiting for you haircut.
Like, anything can become a battleground. So to me, I'm like, it's a pool. It's a shared resource. What we should say is let's keep this nice and clean so that everybody can enjoy it and look at it. We have a big, beautiful park here around it. Let's make sure our taxpayer dollars are well spent. If we're going to rebuild it, let's make sure they do a really, really good job. And then from there, figure out what's true and what's false. But then people start rooting for the algae. And people show up in like costumes. And then the other side blames everybody else for like, I don't even know if it's possibly a thing. Like, could it be that somebody has little vials of algae and they're like, could you dump a little algae vial in there? I don't know that you would need to sabotage that. But what will we blame on the other side? I know this. If there was somebody, I'm almost sure of this. If there was somebody that stuck a knife in, now as far as I know, that water is about like this deep, I think. So somebody would have to stick a knife in to go down far enough to cut. And then they would have to walk hundreds of feet, putting enough force against that to cut it all the way down the reflecting pool. I don't know how likely that is.
Don't get the media coverage the stock market does. But if you're looking for a potential source of tax-free income, now may be the time to consider municipal.
It's a non-flowing body of water, easy for algae growth? Yeah, of course. That's why the algae's there. The algae was, I believe they said the algae grew into the pipes. They didn't clear out all the pipes. And just generally speaking, if you have water that's not flowing that much, you have to keep the elements of the water in check so that you don't have a massive algae bloom. If you don't have it perfectly in check, or Like with an aquarium, if you fill up a new aquarium, the idea that you're going to have an algae bloom or like an issue with overall water quality is a very likely one. Too many don't have beliefs beyond Trump bad or Trump good. Well, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. Why can't we just do what we were doing before? There didn't seem to be this many problems. If I'm honest with you, I've been doing this gig for many years now. 25 years. 25 years. Not even, I got more than that in radio. A couple more than that. But 25 years of the news junkie, right? 25 years. I don't remember ever having a conversation about the reflecting pool. I don't remember it ever being a thing before. It didn't seem like people were saying that it looked like shit and it needed to be fixed. I don't know what happened there. They're doing what we've always done. It's just under an anti-pro-Trump microscope? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I can't see getting really upset about this either way. Okay, folks. Here's the deal. We're going to wrap it up early. And tomorrow we'll have a little surprise for you. We made the deal, so it's too late for me to renege on this thing. But we'll have the video of the performance for you tomorrow on the show. God bless, Godspeed, stay gold.
Biology, to give you personalized nutrition guidance and custom supplements. Not trends, your biology. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
Do you have World Cup fever? Wonderful strike! iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026 live and for free. Yes. No matter what team you're cheering for, you can hear it all on the free iHeartRadio app.
On Plus Nicotine Pouches present Comfort Chronicles. A 10 o'clock tea time. How comfortable. You show up in stretchy shorts, a breathable tee, and maybe no socks. Let the dogs breathe. While others sweat in pleated khakis, you're in your comfort zone bombing drives. And in your pocket, On Plus Nicotine Pouches. The softest pouch on the planet. Buy a can at onnicotine.com. Products for tobacco consumers 21 years of age or older. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
When you hear a good deal, it's natural to do a double take. That's what you might do when you hear Discover will automatically double all the cash back you've earned on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Need a new roof or windows? Visit hbnusa.com.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is the...
Another hour with you. Here's the thing. The show goes on for at least a little while, and we'll be back tomorrow, okay? We'll be back tomorrow to do it all again for 4 hours this time for most of you. Not all markets take 4 hours, but for those of you who do, we'll be back for the whole thing. And then we will, as promised, unless, can I counteract what was done? We had, because we had well over 30 gifted subs, which was the goal at thenewsjunkie.com. I think there was like 50 something that ended up being in there. If I put that many forward myself, can it counteract what has been donated and then no one ever has to see this performance?
It wasn't part of the agreement, but
I think that that's a good deal.
If, like my father playing Monopoly, you want to just make up the rules as you go along, then...
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to donate...
hotels should be cheaper if they're on this one.
I'm going to donate the same amount that's been given so far. And when I match that, I think that erases the amount given so that we don't have to show that tomorrow on the show. I think that's fair. I think everybody will agree that that's fair. And if we all agree, then we'll be fine. We'll wrap it up here today. We'll tell you what happened. We'll make a deal about what happened. But
are you the guy that always says you can't get everybody to agree on anything?
You can't. But I think most people will agree on this. People in chat are going to agree on this, I believe. No? No, you cannot? What do you mean, no, we cannot? I think that made perfect sense. You have donated this many subscriptions, and in return, I will donate the same amount or more, and then afterwards, it clears us out, gives us a clean slate, and then tomorrow we'll just do all the viral stories and everything.
It's not like planting trees to offset your CO2 emissions here.
Oh, it is, though. I kind of think it is. Yeah, I am planting trees, and I'm offsetting the emissions of those earlier donated gifted subs. Do a poll. I'll put a poll on YouTube in the last minutes of the show here. Hang on, I'll try to do this while I'm blabbing here. I'll put a poll up. I'll abide by the results of the poll, and I think that people will agree that what we can do here is just give you back those gifted subs in a way. I'll donate just as many as were donated. It'll open it up for some more people, and then we're good to go. All right, plus start a poll. All right, can we cancel the karaoke? I don't know how to spell karaoke. I'm always bad at that.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
Oh, there's a karaoke.
Can we cancel the karaoke video? All right, yes or no? That's what we'll do. And you know what I mean by cancel, right? If yes wins, then I'll put up the same amount of gifted subscriptions to even them out. And then when we even them out, we have ourselves a deal, and we'll tell you what went down, but we don't need to share the footage with you because that's lame and embarrassing, and nobody wants to see that. I'll keep an eye on that. Couple of things quickly. Big John emails the show. He says, hello, News Junkie. Narcan is something you were discussing on the show yesterday. That was the guy who was at the Knicks parade, the New York Knicks parade.
Who may have OD'd or may have had too many beatboxes.
We don't know. He was out of it on something. And they went up there and they Narcaned him. And when he came to, there was a woman who was like helping him out. The first responder lady was kind of attractive. And he starts making out with her, trying to. And she's shoving him away. She's like, stop it. He's trying to save her life. And she's he's trying to make out with her. And I said, people were saying,
Borophyll up here talking about God knows what, and all you can think about is making out with me.
I don't know if it was true or not. I'm saying that people were in the comments saying, if you get Narcan in your system, it can make you do weird things like that. Sometimes it's just Reddit being dumb and trying to excuse bad behavior. Actually, what happens is the correspondence of the Narcan arriving in your system makes you... So I don't know if it's true or not, but this person says, Narcan does not normally make you do weird things. You just come back from near death not knowing what just happened. It's the same as being knocked out or having fainted. Narcan only works for opiates. That's it, says this person. All right, we got your poll going on over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkies. We get to Brian, who says, hi, Sean. I've been having a problem with secret shows on my phone. When I listen to the app, it will just randomly stop playing. Good news, Brian. Whether you have an Android app or an iPhone app, update the News Junkie app. Update it right now, and it should get rid of the problem for the most part of the secret shows or the show stopping running in the background. Like when your phone is sleeping, it was crashing out after 15 minutes or so. It should be good now. I think you should be good to go and not have a problem there. The update that I teased on Nancy Guthrie, the ransom note, there were two notes. The FBI has determined, we learned today, the FBI has determined that the two notes were legitimate. All the stuff TMZ was getting was apparently fake, just as everybody in the world knew. But the two notes about the Savannah Guthrie kidnapping, the FBI says those were real. The first one was demanding a $4 million Bitcoin ransom and spelling out the terms in exchange for Nancy Guthrie. You get the money, right? The second one apparently was that she had died and she was buried with nature. All right. The second note they're now confirming said that the death was unintentional and that Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, had died and been buried somewhere randomly out in nature. And they just confirmed that that was the second note that was left. And the other thing that I need to work in, well, screw it. I don't need the story about the teacher being blackmailed by the students. I'll try to work that in tomorrow. But Chaos is a pool guy, so he wanted to get his thoughts in on what was happening with the reflecting pool drama here. And then I'll check in on the vote here and see what happens. Here we go. Let's see.
The pool it was a spray-on liner. It is also very susceptible to algae just because of how flat it is. It's easy to grow algae in there, and it's also a dark color, so it heats up a lot faster, which helps the algae growth. They also have a high phosphate level, which is an issue that they should have dealt with before they even did anything else. And they should have checked their water before they filled, because obviously there's a high fill level of phosphates in that water, so they should have treated it then, rather than just tossing it in there. And they're also, the way that they're dealing with the algae right now is they're just putting the wrong chemicals in. They need a phosphate treatment along with chlorine. Pretty simple. They're screwing this up, and it doesn't take any genius pool guy to figure this out. A basic guy that just started the job less than a month ago could have figured this out and would have been able to point it out. But I'm not sure what kind of pool techs they have, but they are terrible at their job.
All right, there's a pool guy weighing in on this. That's his comments. All right, we're gonna. I don't have time to work in the poll, so I'm just going to assume that everybody said yes. We can cancel it. All this, it's no. 86% no. 86% no over on the YouTube side of things. Fine, you have a deal. I made a deal. I'll stick with it. We'll play that back at some point on the show tomorrow. But for right now, we got to get the hell out of here because they've summoned us in for a performance in front of the iHeart crew. So last hour, for those of you getting it, you're going to get a little bit of a best of